Well, hello everyone for our extremely professional and smooth cold start to a stream. Sorry for making you wait. I hear there were some annoying people complaining about work and stuff for like 15 minutes on stream. Sorry about that. We'll make sure that they don't ever come back. Hey, what's happening? How is everybody? Oh, this is what we're here for, which you probably know that because you can read like the title on the Twitch page and or YouTube. So no surprises there. Hey, what's going on? How are people?
Doing good.
Good.
Cause for cheese, chicky, and jelly bean.
Cool. Hey, does anyone want to elaborate on that? Like, how are things going with your character and stuff? Like maybe Tough or SJ wants to get us kicked off by saying like, "Hey, I'm so and so, and I play so and so, and everything's going real smooth for me. I'm not difficult at all. I don't demand special treatment from adults who are members of a inherently superior civilization, and I don't judge them constantly to their face. That kind of stuff."
Well, I wouldn't say special treatment, but definitely judging.
There we go. Or, hey, forget all this stuff. I'm just making out with cute underwater girl all the time.
Sure, I'll start.
Okay.
So I am playing Devin, who is Deadlock, formerly Impasse. She found out she had a family and then basically went back in time, got to meet the family, then back forward in time, thought the family was dead again, then found out from her mentor, hero guy that she was a sidekick for, Impact, that just kidding, they're actually alive and have been in hiding this whole time. And then this civilization came from underwater to the surface to ask for help, but decided to attack for some reason and then acted like it was our fault. Really good at playing the victims, but somehow still acting like they're superior. Asks for help because there's some enemy that has someone or something that nullifies powers, probably from the surface. Spoiler alert, Deadlock's little sister has that ability, so they were looking for someone like Deadlock who can mimic powers. So after several misunderstandings, Deadlock is now on their way with the team to go fight this threat. She was able to display those powers when they were attacked by a bunch of Cthulhu-looking people and has impressed them, but still a lot of unknowns. So,
I mean, a very, very biased retelling, but it's fine.
Accurate.
All right.
Hi, I'm the original Zodi. I play Ren, formerly known as Fade and Paradigm. She's been through some stuff. She leveled the base, opened up and runs a kitty cat cafe. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, it's that time of the evening where people are settling in to go to sleep and we're cranky butts. And Fade or Ren has had enough of people telling her what to do and messing with her head and gaslighting her and all of those things. So she launched her phone into the ocean, where it'll inevitably wash up on the shore, and she'll pick it up again and throw it in a trash can where it belongs. I mean, I'm gonna forget my name. But yeah, so she's on the ship. She's being jealous of Tuff's weirdo mermaid fling, or Spectre's weirdo mermaid fling with this Katie person. But she's not saying anything about it. She's just biting her tongue really, really hard. She's probably gonna need a doctor later to. But yeah, Misha, go. It's all on you.
Oh, okay. I'm Misha _lesson3 on Twitch. I'm playing Tilly or Tilder. She's still a little, I don't know, stressed from the whole their ship was attacked, and she like merged consciousness with the ships to avoid the attack on their ship, and then executed a complicated dive sequence to get them into the slipstream, and then also after flooding the thing and protecting her friends who can't breathe underwater with a shield, then uh, depressurizing the system to remove the Cthulhu's, which is the best word ever. Um, and it's a little stressful, a little hairy. She's probably fine, doing all right. Yeah. She knows that it's Deadlock's sister, but she's keeping that a secret because we keep people's secrets. It's their secret to tell. I'm sure it won't come up this episode.
Sure.
Tough.
We all know how good secret keeping goes. Hi, I'm 90 Tough Love. We're tough, some of the writing nickname. Also very sure on Twitch. Catch me at 90 Tough Love. I'm playing Spectre. Have a great time. Loves the water so much. Doesn't have any related phobias or anything like that. But, we're coping. Doing great. Mostly coping by smacking face with another mermaid person, which is great. So, this has been going a lot better for Spectre than she was expecting. So, we're doing great. The team seems to be having problems, but you know what solves problems? Cute girlfriends. And that's it.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So, where we left off, you had drawn out the invitation to join the Kamarkandans and help them like a lot by being difficult. And then you spent some time traveling in the ocean, and it was great. And you had some good food, you met some neat people, learned to dance, and then you were attacked by a weird piece of technology that's kind of like a Reaper from Mass Effect, but also kind of like a weird biomechanical octopusy squid thing. And you repelled a boarding party of gross dudes. And then you learned a little bit more about the threat that you face. There is a race known as the Thonians who live deep beneath the earth. They are, I don't know, like evil or crazy or multidimensional or something. You're not quite sure yet. But they've apparently been around for a very long time. They really don't like the Kamarkandans or any of the surface dwellers, and they're constantly seeking to regain their rightful place as masters of the planet for a reason you don't know. And whatever the plot is involves them, and the Cthulhu's that you fought off were, in fact, Kamarkandans that had been kidnapped and, I don't know, morphed somehow by technology or magic or some combination of those two things into weird, gross squid monsters that did want to suck out your brains, but instead were sucked out of the ship and now are floating freely in deep water. And last we saw, I think, you guys had just crossed over the lip of a giant cliff, and you see the vastness of the city of Kamurakanda stretched out beneath you, rising from the depths of the ocean's floor in this lovely sort of so it's like Rapture, but steampunk instead of but cyberpunk instead of steampunk. So massive city, larger by far than any city on the surface. And you're in your lovely semi-sentient ship, floating in. What happens? Is there anything that needs to happen? Or are you guys on? Are you guys kind of passengers at this point?
I think I'm just looking at the view.
Yeah, I'm eager to land.
Sure. All right. Well, time is of the essence. So you don't get the normal kind of scenic route, but we do get a series of frames, right? Like one big, like it's a full page panel of this ship that you know to be huge, suddenly being this little tiny thing in this vast city stretching out before you. And then we see a series of kind of long establishing shots of this ship kind of swimming in between these vast glowing spires, other vessels, creatures, free swimming Kamarkandans. It is a bustling hive of activity, but in a way that feels different, because although people and creatures and vehicles are moving quickly and with purpose, there's not that sense of chaos or rush, or there's a certain type of energy that you would experience in like Halcyon City at rush hour. That's very kind of like dynamic and a little aggravated. There's none of that. Everything seems very orderly. All the action seems very coordinated. And Tilly, I think you pick up that there's no like traffic patterns or traffic lights or anything that you would expect as like a control mechanism to tell people where to go, when to go, etc., because it's in the water and got full 3 degrees of motion. But there's definitely a planfulness or pattern to the overall of the activity in the city. It may be that because there's some low level of telepathic communication that creates some sort of field that enables people to coordinate and be collaborative in a way that you're not used to. Who knows? But it
Like a school of fish.
very much, there's a certain communal quality in the behavior that is kind of like fish or birds or other things that seem to act in unison. And I will say that the princess is narrating, she's giving you highlights of the city. There's the great concert hall. Here's one of our museums. Here's one of our schools. There you can see an entrance into one of the underground chambers where we farm. Many of the goods that come into the city come from outlying settlements, but we obviously have a requirement that the city is fully self-sufficient. There you got those 4 things over there are the tectonic stabilizers. Those tall spires remove any toxins or impurities from the water. They're one of the reasons why disease is unknown among my people. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So she's giving you a somewhat perfunctory, but because you have earned her respect, she is clearly being very welcoming and playing the hostess role to make you feel at home. Yes, you probably are disease vectors, Mish, but that's fine. They have surreptitiously scanned you all with their little pink shell stone things, and that probably has gotten rid of all the whatever you're ordinarily carrying, except for what Tilly is carrying, which is a very different kind of virus. Cool. So yes, the vessel pulls up to. It's reminiscent in some ways of, and this is going to be a deep cut, especially for Tough, but has anyone seen The Neverending Story? All right. The tower that kind of has a sort of organic and almost flower-like shape. So it is not in the center of the city, but it is toward the center of the city. This tall kind of dappled bluey white. It's hard to tell what color things are because so much of it all appears to be some sort of relatively pale substance. So it's very responsive to the conditions of light. And this is deep enough that there's no real light filtering from above. So it's all the kind of bioluminescent light that kind of casts every building in a kind of dappled shades and gradients of various different colors. But it seems like it's this very kind of tall, elegant white spire with a very organic shape. And the vessel pulls up. And very much like the vessel you've seen it do, part of the outside shell of this tulip-like tower opens up and reveals a big room. And by big, I mean like hangar big. Large enough for this and other vessels to come in. This current hangar, however, is empty. And you can see on the view screen in front of you, there is what you would have to interpret to be an honor guard awaiting the arrival of the vessel. It swims in, it kind of turns a bit to its side, it settles down, it makes kind of a satisfied sound as it lands. And then, as it is currently fully depressurized, the portal opens. And the princess will say, "Welcome to Kumarakanda."
Very pretty here.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, we do our best. You know, keeping the light of civilization alive for 6,000 years. Defending the earth against all comers, that kind of thing. It doesn't do, it doesn't do to give up your appreciation for the aesthetics and the finer things in the midst of being, you know, the first line of defense against ravening hordes from other dimensions, alien invaders, you know. But what am I telling you? You're heroes. You know exactly all about this. Well, I expect my mother will be anxious to hear our report. I might warn you. She is, well, she has many things that she's responsible for. So she might be a little less accommodating, you know, to like being told what she should be doing and having her entire civilization criticized. And I mean, you can say whatever you want. We are as a society, we are 100% about truth and honesty and self-expression. So it's fine. It's not going to cause a problem. Just, you know, word to the wise. When you meet the queen, saying things like, "Oh, you should wear a crown," and "I can't believe that you don't have the thing," and blah, 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 blah. That's maybe not the best if we want to get right to the heart of the communication. But your choices are your own. She's very
Wasn't
pointedly not
planning
spending
on
any
that.
time, any more time looking at Deadlock than she looks at anyone else. So it seems like it's a general message.
I mean, Deadlock's a little annoyed by saying she used to wear a crown. It's like, what a stupid assumption. But okay.
There are better things she could be doing. Red is wishing so hard she had a mask so she could just side-eye Deadlock.
It's fine. It's fine.
Every team needs to give someone a good side eye every now and then, you know?
Yes. But the good news is we had visitors from the surface not that long ago. So to make you more comfortable, we have a couple of the things, like the type of furnishings that you would find comfortable out of storage.
I do have a question.
Oh, certainly.
You guys are the royals of your world down here.
Yes.
You know, we haven't had to do many. It's the princess speaking, right?
Yes.
Okay. We haven't had to do any formalities towards you, you know, bowing or anything. Do we need to do any of that with the queen? Do we need to address her in a certain way?
No, you can call her Sulina, Queen Sulina.
Okay.
You don't have to say things like "my queen," because she's not your queen. I mean, she technically is while you're here, but you know. She knows who she is. Everyone around her knows who she is. She doesn't need to be reminded. I mean, I get it. I understand. I mean, we don't have...
I wasn't sure if, you know, we needed to address her as, like, Your Majesty or Your Royal Highness or, you know, or you for that matter. You know, like, the formal titles. Like,
I mean, you can if you want.
We know who the queens are on the surface, and even if we're not a part of their technical nations, we still address them respectfully as, you know, Your Highness or Your Majesty. So I'm just curious.
How much royalty have you been visiting, Red?
Have you not seen the papers? I mean, really. Barry and his wife, what's her name? I can't remember. She's the famous actress from that area. The princess
Like,
from
you
the other
met
side.
them?
No, but it's common. Like, do you not read books?
Hey, so
No.
which way to go meet the queen?
All right, yes, let's come this way. And then she'll say, oh, no, I mean, we think that's very strange. I mean, people say, oh, you're so high. Oh, you're so majestic. It's like, I mean, I know you can see me. So telling me things that are obvious. And if it's not, then it's either a lie or it's an obvious observation. It's like, oh, you're so wise. It's like, okay, cool. Why do we have to dwell on that? Everyone knows that. It's weird. It's fine. I get it. Some of it, I think, is that your civilization doesn't have the same kind of low-level telepathy that we do. So maybe there's a lot of like coded responses that you have to give because you can't really tell how someone feels. So anyway, but we understand that how you feel is how you feel, and that's totally okay.
Shut up.
She'll look at you and she'll say, and we also understand that how you feel is your own business, and we care more about what you do and what comes out of your mouth. So it's okay if you feel a little bit weird, as long as you exercise the judgment to not say weird stuff.
So the queen.
Yeah, we're going that way. We're going that way. This is the kind of thing. The honor guard will look at you both, look at you all, like very, well, super suspiciously. Especially Tilly, because Tilly is clearly not a human. And I think will also do a real double take when they see Spectre and Ren's gills. But Celicia will just like
Question.
wave her hand, like, nah, whatever.
Nyx. Do mermaid kisses work on cats? Or did they arrange anything?
Oh, you didn't. You can certainly ask that. Oh, you know what? That will enable us to honor protocol. So I can. Oh, good idea. Yes, make sure that. I mean, it's really weird, but that's fine. I mean, if people are curious, we'll just tell them that that's how your civilization has evolved.
You don't have service animals or anything?
Well, everything here is kind of alive, so again, a concept that doesn't really translate. We're all in service to each other. Anyway, cool. And some of us are animals. So she will lead you into what is not a, it is not what you would expect in terms of like a queen's chamber. It is not super spacious. It is not regal in the sense like there's no throne. There's no trapping that you would recognize as meant to give visitors to this room some false sense of majesty. The woman, however, who is standing with her back to you, speaking to a couple of additional Kumar-Kandans, who look a little bit different, but we'll get back to that in a second. When she turns, she just exudes comfortable power. Like nothing, like the type of power that has nothing to prove, type of power that is in some ways without overt agenda. Like she doesn't look you up and down. She's not trying to convey anything to you or put you in any particular place. She just simply turns and regards you. And I will say, for some of you, it's maybe not a super comfortable situation because there's a sense that she can read you. And it's a very non-judgmental but assessing gaze. And it's a little out of body. There's a temptation to be a bit starstruck because she has a certain personal charisma. And then she will see her daughter, my daughter, and they will come forward and they will embrace each other. I understand there was an attack. I'm gratified to see that you made it safely. And then she will turn to you, and I understand that I owe that in part to your quick actions.
Yes, luckily we had a friend that could protect the other dude who couldn't breathe underwater. But we were able to make do, regardless.
She will simply look at you, and then the princess will say, "Ah, that reminds me." We'll give you a glance. Mother, we bestowed the gift upon these two, as you can tell, as a way of ensuring their safety. But we have not formally made the offer. And we have two additional members from the surface that, with sacred tradition. And her mother goes, "Oh, all right." So a guard will come out and come in with a similar kind of container, only this is a bit more ornate. And the princess will stand forward and say, "Heroes from the surface," addressing Deadlock and Nyx. "Thank you for your service to our city and our civilization. We offer you the greatest gift that we can provide to outsiders." And then she will translate the mermaid's kiss. Do you accept?
I'd be honored.
All right. And then she hands it down to Nyx, who's just like, meow, has no idea what's going on because Nyx is just a cat. A super powerful ninja with all kinds of resources, but is just a cat. So,
Deadlock kind of gives a glance towards Tilly, confused why Tilly isn't getting one.
I just kind of shrug at Deadlock and like, don't worry about it.
Oh.
Red's gonna sidle over to Tilly and go, "Can you breathe under here without?"
Well, yeah, but Deadlock can breathe and is still getting one.
All right. She will look and she'll go, "Oh," and then she'll just go over to like there's some containers. There, I mean, there's decoration in this room, but it's not opulent in a way. And she will go and kind of dig around in some kind of weird kind of coral organic looking version of like a chest of drawers, and she'll go, "Oh, this'll work." And she will say, "And Tilly, your bravery and competence in defense of myself and the ship and all aboard has earned you an extra special gift." And she pulls out what is a really lovely kind of like, it's like a necklacey bangle thing, but it like loops around the neck, but it also has this like side part that loops around the arm. And it creates this like little drapery of little, like they're like little small shells, but there's also crystals and pearls in there. It's quite lovely. Do you accept? Wear it as a badge of our honor to you and your service to our civilization.
I accept. Thank you.
All right, she'll help you put it on. It's nice. It's real weird. And then she'll say, "You don't really need the thing, and I'm not even sure it would do anything. And it's also
Probably not.
really like hard to create. So
No, that's fine.
hope you don't take offense. We think you're fantastic."
No, thank you.
All right. How is Nyx? How do you get Nyx to?
Well, the first attempt is going to be just shoving it down the throat. That's what I have to do with my cat. Is you just do the trick thing and then just boom, real quick, and then massage the throat.
Cool. Do you have any moves other than provoke that you would like to use?
Oh God.
Directly engage a threat.
I mean, that's what comes next, depending upon success or failure.
The whole team encounters a dangerous foe. We add team to the pool.
Whole team is defending Deadlock.
Yeah, Ren, you better make Deadlock your love or rival real quick so you can defend better.
I mean, I guess we can do that. To be fair, she's just gonna sit there and laugh for a while.
You need more of that fancy feast by chance?
Oh, yes. Bring the fancy feast. And so they do bring it out. There's a variety, in fact. they're all in little standing goblets, various different
Little
flavors and
standing
textures.
crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah, crystal goblets. Yeah.
Yes.
And I will attempt to use "Are you watching closely" when you mislead, distract, or trick someone. I'm trying to trick Nyx into eating it.
Okay.
Dropped one of my dice. Uh-oh. Okay, that's a 6 plus superior. 7, 8. So on a 7 and 9, choose 2. You get an opportunity, expose weakness or flaw, confuse them for some time, or avoid further entanglement. Avoid further entanglement.
Okay.
And confuse them for some time, like make her not realize that she's eating the mermaid's kiss, I guess.
Sure. And I'm going to say that she's somewhat confused. It's true. Because because, cats, like dogs, you point at something. Smart dogs will like, oh, I'll follow the hand and go and look at the thing. Cats not so much. So you're like miming it to her, and she's just like, it looks like you're having fun. What does this have to do with me? So I think I'm going to need you to eat some of the fancy feast.
I don't think I've ever eaten something in front of my cat and that's encouraged my cat to eat it.
I don't know. It's a ninja and you're 20,000 leagues under the sea in an alien civilization. So who knows? I think it's what the narrative calls for.
Well, can't I just do the thing where I like take it and then I'm like,
No, Nyx is a ninja and could tell the difference.
But can't understand a point? Mm-hmm.
Nyx is hard to trick, man.
Really? What is this stuff made out of?
Artificial proteins.
Yeah, it's biomechanically.
It's not gonna like make me sick if I take a bite or anything.
No, it'll just really taste like fish.
Okay. Is there somewhere Nyx can wait?
The princess is like, is there a problem?
Well, it's difficult to get an animal to eat anything that they regard as medicine or isn't necessarily food.
It looks like maybe she's suspicious. You should show her it's safe.
You mean me take a bite of it?
Sure.
If you would like me to take a bite of it, I certainly would.
But she's not you're not her master. I'm not sure she would trust that.
This is true. But I would, I'm just saying.
It seems like a trick to get me to eat fancy feast in front of the fancy royalty.
We should all eat fancy feast in solidarity.
There's more than enough goblets for everyone.
I mean, it's fine if she doesn't want to eat it. She doesn't want to eat it. That's.
Is a member of your group
fish.
refusing the mermaid's kiss?
Well, it's an animal.
You got to eat the fancy feast, Deadlock. It's the only way not to insult them. Come on. I'll grab a different one and just kind of do the tasty. Oh, wow. It really does taste like fish. This is incredibly fishy. What's this one taste like?
Oh my god. All right. She'll get down, squat down, take a little bit on her finger.
All right. And then right. And then you hand the one that's been dosed to Nyx. Yeah, Nyx will 100% chow down. Actually, it is super delicious. It is like the best kind of foie gras, but foie gras is actually kind of a little slightly gross, but it's what you would imagine foie gras would be like if it wasn't disgusting and a result of terrible animal cruelty. It's rich and it's nuanced and it's layered, and you think that because it's all mushy that would be like a bad thing, but you can tell like something about the fineness of the paste just releases all the flavors immediately as soon as it hits your tongue. It's really, 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 really good.
Oh, that's not bad actually.
Yeah. And then Nyx will leap into the princess's arms and raise a paw, and the princess will raise a hand and like go, got her.
What I get for trying to save your life.
It's fine. Deadlock likes Fancy Feast. Canon. Cool. Hey, so what's happening now?
I'm going home.
Yeah. And by the way, the queen and everyone else will. It's like a delicacy. So everyone will enjoy it. Well, welcome, guests of Kamara Kondo.
I guess we should introduce ourselves. I'm Deadlock. That's Spectre. That's Tilly. And that's Ren. It's like a little pause because she's like, Paradigm, no. Fade, no. New code, no. Just Ren. Ren.
Yes.
No coding.
Well, welcome to you all. Please have a seat. We have a couch.
Oh, and of course that's next.
Yes.
We will, or at least I will have a seat.
All right.
Yeah.
It's actually a series of low couches. I will say there's probably a few coarse black and a few gray hairs on the couch. As if the last person who sat there might have shed a bit. How do you feel about
Oh,
poi? I think it's called. We have some from previous visitors. We find it disgusting, frankly, but you're welcome to it. It'll go to waste.
I'd love some.
All right. So they will bring you a lovely plate of poi. So enjoy that. Well, which one of you is the bearer of the power we seek?
That would be me, ma'am.
Very well. So, several weeks ago, we detected movement deep within the earth. You may have noticed on the way in that we have seismic stabilizers. A fair amount of the deep infrastructure around here is designed to ensure that our city doesn't fall prey to seaquakes or other disruption. We have stabilized this area of the Earth's crust for thousands of years. So we, through that reason, have relatively advanced sensors by your standards. And we detected, at first, what we thought was potentially the movement of magma deep below, but then we realized that it was in fact tunneling. We sent an expeditionary force. There are chambers beneath the city. And they discovered that there was an area deep beneath us that we did not know existed. Now, we know that the Thonians, so you've been briefed on the Thonians, yes? We know that their civilization stretches more or less around the globe, but we thought that we had sealed all of their chambers and access points in this immediate area. Apparently, we were mistaken. Some ancient chamber lies deep within the earth below us. Our scouts, those that returned, reported that the Thonians are present in force. Through classified means, and then the three Kamarkandans that have now arranged themselves behind her, they seem very much like the rest of the Kamarkandans. They have no hair, however. Their eyes seem a little bit larger, and they're completely dark. And they are wearing, instead of the kind of diaphanous light sort of toga sort of things. They're wearing these tighter but also kind of thicker woven looking garments. They haven't spoken in your presence, but they are all kind of looking at you. And she kind of gestures to them and she says, through other means, we have ascertained that there is an ancient device in the caverns below, a power amplifier. Its origins we're not certain of, whether it's Thonian, alien, from another dimension, anything's possible. We don't know how long it's been there, but probably for hundreds or thousands of years, perhaps even before the founding of Kamarakanda itself. One of the great mysteries is why it is that we only realize this now. It seems a bit of a coincidence that we would found our city on top of some ancient ruin. However, that device, we believe, is intended to be used by the Thonians to broadcast the power of power nullification across the entirety of our city, taking us out of the equation in advance of a full-scale Thonian invasion of Earth.
So where do we come in?
Well, we surmise that the presence of another individual with the ability to suppress powers might be able to disrupt the mechanism. We are familiar with similar technology, but nothing so powerful. We have no need of it, therefore we have not developed it. But there are times when it's necessary to amplify natural and supernatural abilities. If it operates on the principle that we think it operates on, it is entirely possible that the presence of another individual with that same energy dampening ability would be able to disrupt, confuse, overload, overwhelm, or otherwise scramble the functioning of the device. That will be necessary if we are to launch an assault team, drive back the Thonians, seal up whatever subterranean passage they've used to get this close to our capital city without us knowing.
So the assumption is I can copy the nullification powers without my abilities to replicate other powers being nullified.
Yes.
It's a big gamble.
What it means is that time is short. You will need to find the location of this device before the device is fully activated. I understand that your ability has a certain range, yes?
Yes.
And in all of our experience with people who have power nullification abilities, it is typically somewhat targeted. It is an effort of will. We believe that if the Thonians were able to simply do this, then they wouldn't need this device. So our suspicion is that if you can get close enough to copy that ability without being targeted yourself, the one power that power nullification cannot nullify is its own self, if that makes sense.
Well, then how would I be able to nullify?
We believe that you may be able to disrupt the functioning of the amplifier.
Okay. From my experience, having met someone with power nullification abilities in the past, they did not purposely target anyone. It was just when you were around them. Granted, their range wasn't as great as mine, because I could be outside the house and others were able to use their powers, but once we were in the same room, none of our powers worked.
Well, our experience is somewhat limited, but what experience we have is that individuals have learned to suppress the sort of nearby field. And in our experience, the turning on, if you will, of that ability is intentional and targeted. I'm curious, who was it that you knew? You're not describing anyone that we know.
Well, technically, this was in an alternate timeline, but they're also dead now.
Oh,
But it would have been, they were a young child, so it would have been before they didn't even realize they had the ability.
I see. And they're dead in the alternate timeline,
They're dead in this timeline.
but alive in the alternate timeline.
Yes.
Hmm. It's an exceedingly rare power. I wonder if the Thonians have found a way to travel into an alternate timeline to extract this child, you said?
I would hope not. Well, also, it's an alternate timeline, so depending when you went, they wouldn't be a child.
Yes.
Depends when you go, I guess. If I don't know how long they live to be. Like you said, it's a rare power, so.
Yeah. Time travel in alternate dimensions kind of gives me a headache. I find it super tiresome and confusing.
Big same.
Yeah, we're perfectly happy with the current timeline, generally, with the exception of the impending doom. The queen will sort of lean forward a bit conspiratorially, and she will say, well, between us, the methods we have for gathering intelligence are, and she'll kind of wave her hand again at the three people behind her, somewhat vague and mysterious. I think you have a thing, what's it called? And she'll snap her fingers at someone who's an attendant. Oh, you know, the thing. He was showing us the thing. Magic 8-ball. You know, where it's like you kind of get a general sense of what's happening, but it's like not like super specific, and it tends to be kind of riddle-like, and you can kind of read into it what you want to read into it. So we're really grateful to have them. But absent the ability to actually go and observe ourselves, which is obviously incredibly risky to us, because we don't want to give the Thonians, we don't want to alert them that we understand that their plan is underway. And we certainly don't want to mount a full-scale attack if the first thing they do is nullify all of our powers.
Right.
So we're in a bit of an impasse.
Oh. Interesting choice of words. Tilda and I, at least, well, definitely Tilda, she shouldn't be affected by any power nullification.
Yes. We assume.
Right. Does it affect the mermaid's kiss?
It should not.
Okay.
That is purely genetic and biochemical. In fact, you are all beneficiaries of a new and improved version.
Oh.
What does
Good.
that mean?
One of our surface allies. We called upon them when we understood what was happening. Unfortunately, he has yet to be able to arrive at a way to mass produce the mermaid's kiss. But as a contingency against our people losing their natural adaptation to this setting, he is working on ways to produce the improved mermaid's kiss in quantity, so that we can maintain our position here if we lose our powers.
Look at the hairs on the couch and back at her. It's not
Yeah,
Dr.
Dr.
Darwin, is it?
Oh, it is in fact.
Oh, okay. We've met.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know Dr. Darwin.
Yep.
Yes.
Fine fellow. One of the few surface dwellers that we trust.
Speaking of trusting surface dwellers, I don't know if the princess had mentioned that there is likely someone who is feeding your plans to the Thonians.
Yes. We don't believe that the Thonians have the requisite power. We certainly don't among our people. We believe that the Thonians likely have kidnapped surface dweller who possesses the extremely rare power of nullification ability. And that means that the Thonians are operating on the surface. And if they are doing so, it's almost certainly in cooperation with allies.
Deadlock kind of just gives a quick glance towards those cryptid scouts, but
She looks expectantly at you all.
Oh, right. So we're supposed to find the device
Yes.
and ambush them there?
Find it. If they are not there, disable it. Because you can do so safely. If they are there, find a way to replicate the power and disrupt the mechanism. Look, I'm dealing with the only one who also has the power, but who has a different power and can have that power, can prevent the foretold fate, and you know, it's all very prophetic. Sorry, no offense.
gotcha.
Do you have an idea possibly where it might be? Like where we might start looking?
Well,
Yes.
under the city.
Yes.
And did you have? You said there was a reading of an earthquake. Do you have like saves of that scan or that data?
Yes.
Could I see that?
Absolutely. Someone will bring another data crystal.
Oh boy, hack the planet.
And a map of the areas.
That's included in
Oh,
the data
so-
crystal.
Okay.
What powers do they have?
Thonians?
No, your cryptid scouts.
Oh. My advisors? Well, so I asked them, like every queen before me has asked them, and I got a very cryptic response. It's sort of their nature. Or it could be because they're 6,000 years old or older, who knows. Very, very helpful. But they seem to be able to see things that are not present. They seem to have a sense of the flow of time and causality. They have provided us with advance warning when we have needed it. They have provided us with wise counsel. But typically it's the kind of thing that only seems wise in hindsight. But I, like my predecessors, have learned to trust them implicitly. Even though we don't always know exactly what it is that they're trying to tell us until afterward. We also
Right.
have an unhealthy obsession with bananas for some reason. Deep cut.
I was just curious if I would be advantageous to try to copy those powers at all, but
Oh, well, you could try.
sure, why not?
Cool. Take a
Oh,
powerful
no.
blow, please.
Oh, great. Oh, no. Okay, that's not good. Major boon. I
Sounds
rolled a
like
12.
good use. Oh yeah, definitely good use.
All right, let's try that with different dice, not these dice. Okay, that's a little bit better. Do I have conditions? Okay, good. 6.
Oh, a 6. Excellent. All right, and then I think, I think unleash.
Oh.
So for
Oh, wait,
clarity,
let me go back to the high rolling dice.
yeah, the powerful blow is to make sure that you're able to do anything,
Right.
and then the unleash is to see how good you are at leveraging. It's because it's kind of like extending your senses.
Yeah, it turns out not that good. What was my freak? Okay, 7.
Okay. All right. Are you going to take a condition and it works, or is it going to be? I mean, it's probably going to be vague and weird anyway, but or is it temporary or strange?
I mean, narratively, it makes sense to be temporary or strange.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So, yeah, you aren't there anymore. You aren't. From your perspective, you're not. You're no longer physically present in Kamarakanda. You are not physically present on Earth. You are not physically present in the galaxy. You are somewhere or when else. You are in a space that doesn't seem like a space. Your human mind is rendering it as if it is some sort of kind of amorphous space, but some part of you is very aware that it is not a physical reality that you are familiar with. And you are not alone. There are 12 other individuals. They seem... You've never seen them before, but they seem somewhat familiar. They remind you in their tall stature, slightly larger heads than they ought to be, slightly larger eyes than they ought to have. They remind you both of the advisors to the Queen of Kamarakanda and to the Time Guardian that you saw on CCTV at Aegis. They are standing in a circle, and you are in the center.
Are they all looking at me?
Yes.
This isn't the bathroom. Whoops. Just gonna back out of this circle.
They will speak as one. Ask your question.
How do I stop the device under Kamarakanda?
Love and forgiveness.
Oh. For who?
You are not here. And you're not there. You're back.
Well, that wasn't super helpful.
What happens?
All right.
How's that data crystal going?
Oh, yeah. No roll needed.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, you're parsing all the data. You know exactly where to go.
Okay. Yeah. I've pinpointed the location. You doing okay, Deadlock?
Yep. Just a little creeped out.
For us, did it look like anything really happened, or was one of those?
I think our eyes got big for a second.
Mm-hmm. But they're already kind of big anyway because it's Americandan.
Yeah.
So. Cool. Well, we know where to go, so let's go. Do we? It's a little. Is it far away from the palace or?
Yeah, you're
Close by.
gonna need vessels.
Yeah.
And you will be provided. Number one, you'll be provided an escort of the Queen's Guard. You will each be provided a crawler. This is a small personal vessel that can swim through the ocean quite fast, but also is equipped with a variety of like tentacle-like locomotive pieces so that it can help to navigate tunnels and other sort of chambers. It will provide you with the ability to get deep into the crust much faster than if you were just swimming.
You gonna be okay doing this, Spectre?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't really have a choice, so I'll be fine.
Well, you have a choice, but
It would be like really lame and boring to just sit here. And
But
also, these
still a
people
choice.
kind of scare me.
And that's fair.
Except Katie.
Yeah,
Right.
those advisors basically told me we win by using love and forgiveness, so it's like some bad anime winning the battle with the power of friendship, but we'll see.
Maybe that's
the queen will
answer.
say, "Welcome to my world."
Ren's going to look at the queen and say, "You gave us the mermaid's kiss, which allows us the ability to breathe underwater.
Yes.
What about the other issues with being in water?
Like what?
Pressurization.
Yeah.
We haven't been switched yet.
You would have died already.
Yeah, you would already be dead.
Temperature.
Yes, you would all be little smudges on the floor right now. It's all taken care of.
Okay. I'm just
Oh, yes.
covering all of my
And
bases.
even without
Slowly
pressure,
catching up.
even without pressure, you would all be on your way to death by hypothermia.
Yay!
Yes, we are perfectly adapted, and apparently this new version of the Mermaid's Kiss is superior in that it's more difficult for it to be altered or manipulated in the way that our old formulation enabled.
What do you mean by that?
It is based on a hybrid of our science and surface science. It is
I think
less.
she means the
Like,
ability
we're
to be
like-
manipulated.
Yeah, like were people getting like mutated by this? For like
Yes. How can I use words that you would understand? Our approach has been what you might think of as mystical, sharing a piece of our essence. This is purely biochemical. Our friend from the surface is very good at this sort of thing.
yeah, it kind of seemed to be a shtick.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
We were on the island. We know what he's capable of. He's good. I like him.
Yeah.
I can't speak for everyone else. I like him.
Yeah. Y'all been
Oh, yeah.
spliced.
Oh, no. New playbook. Transformed.
Another quick question. So, is there anybody else with hydrokinesis that can go with us, but not all the way in?
She
Close
will.
enough to be in range that I can use it, but far enough away that they wouldn't be in range of the nullification.
The queen and the princess will look at each other, and the princess will say, "I will go with you."
You don't have to. It's
And
dangerous.
The queen
but
will stand and go to her, and they will hold each other's hands out in front and touch foreheads. I don't say anything.
I miss my mom.
And then
Love.
Katila will step forward, stand next to Spectre. I will go as well. I think a few of the members of the crew who kind of have of your ship that have kind of been standing back respectfully will also step forward.
Oh, well, we didn't. Oh, okay.
Well, that's what happens when you come and you impress everyone. And you're here to save
I
them.
appreciate it, but I'm also worried of putting more people in danger. That's
Yeah, I
more
can
my
bubble
concern,
them
and I
fine.
don't really benefit from them coming with us as opposed to the princess whose abilities I can pull from.
How quickly could you all think you can control these crawlers?
Probably fine.
Okay. Or they can come with you.
I want Katie to come with me.
Yeah.
It'll be a tight squeeze. They're built for one. It will carry two, however.
Yeah, we can squeeze in there.
All right. Well, if you're willing to make that sacrifice, the queen says.
Oh, yes.
Tilly, using the schematics, what is the minimum distance or maximum threshold that we should probably leave certain people at as a, they could be reinforcements, but I don't want them to be in range.
I can probably give you the numbers that you need.
So you're saying in range of if the device activates, there's nowhere in Kamura.
Well, no, not if it activates, but for example, if a certain person that had the nullification powers without the amplifier was in range.
They can get quite close. It's going to be a warren of tunnels and kind of collapsed spaces where the crust has spread open. Probably weird, like you're detecting, Tilly, clearly very sort of ancient but built, like layers of built stuff below. So who knows? But it's going to be a warren, which is why you need the crawlers.
And I've seen your spears have ranged attacks.
Yes.
But if there's anything, an armory or something that has weapons better for ranged fighting, if the spears are sufficient, great. But if there's other stuff that you need to arm yourselves with first,
very well,
we should do that.
And the princess will go into their chamber and will come back with a number of attendants. Each one has one of these tridents, and will hand it to each of you. One will try to hand like a kitty version to Nyx, and Nyx just kind of with the claws. It's like, oh, that's right, you don't need one. Nyx will do the
ninja stars.
Nyx will do the Henry Cavill like load his arms situation. Just ready to go.
Got the Spectre trying to spin the trident around all cool and just whacking herself in the face with it.
Yes, exactly. Well, I regret that we don't have time for the ordinary pleasantries. But the best intelligence I can provide you is that the attack is imminent. But if it makes you feel any better, your presence here was foretold, and nothing that I have been told so far suggests to me that we are off the track of where we should be. And she will turn and look at the three behind her, and they will nod in unison.
Maybe.
Oh, that's mildly comforting. As long as the should be doesn't end with, mass genocide. Great.
Well,
all right, let's go.
Good luck.
Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you in advance for your service. Please keep my daughter safe.
What I've seen, she's pretty capable herself.
Yes. So as you make your way out, back kind of towards the hangar area, and you'll be led to a separate kind of section where there are a number of these. They look very much like little, much smaller cuttlefish, but the orientation is opposite, and they fly tentacle forward. Someone might notice, well, actually, no one notices, but the viewers notice that as your party leaves the room, standing behind the queen, these three kind of cryptic figures, they all watch in unison, very intently, as Deadlock leaves the room. In a way that probably fills the readers with some sort of sense of, foreboding. Wonder what that's about. The good news is none of you know about it. Ha ha.
Great.
Ignorance is bliss.
So, Tilly, you have a very rough schematic. You know generally where it needs to go. These folks know where to take you to one of the outskirts of the city, down into a rift. Like they've explored some of this area just kind of by being familiar with their surroundings, but it's probably a good hour. So I'll describe for you kind of the sequence of events, and then tell me if you want any scenes or things to happen in that kind of frame. Otherwise, we will jump into near the action. But yes, it is a quick flight out as you cross over and through and around this fairyland of a cyberpunk underwater city. Until you were led out to the outskirts. The notable thing is that there's no like low rent neighborhood, right? There's no like, there's differentiation by function, but there doesn't appear to be an area where the structures are less well kept, or where the people seem in any way put upon. So another distinction from your experience of the service. And then you pass through a perimeter. I think you probably detect, and certainly the sensors on your crawlers will let you know that you are approaching some sort of energy field. And flying the crawlers is like super duper easy because they are semi-sentient and partially telepathic. You have physical controls that are actually quite intuitive because they were designed for compartmentants who are humanoid. And I would say any of you who have any experience, probably Deadlock, experience in training in piloting vessels of various different kinds. If anything, it's confusing because there are fewer controls than you would expect. Because the sort of stick scenario is just the grossest input, and most of the fine control around speed, attitude, pitch, yaw, all that kind of stuff just comes from your intent. So by the time you have spent an hour or so flying out of the city of Kamarkanda into the outskirts, it has become extremely intuitive to manipulate and maneuver these vessels. The camera sees, or in the frame, deep fissure. These small vessels dive down at speed. You go half a mile before reaching the bottom of this fissure. You pull up short, but not quite short enough to not kick up a bunch of silt. You see something very, very large and pale, disturbed by your arrival, kind of sinuously and slowly work its way back into the shadows. But your vessels give off a nice kind of relatively pale blue bioluminescent glow, enabling you to see. Through the communications, you are directed towards a fissure in this canyon wall. And Tilly, this is really where the labyrinth begins. So, does anything need to happen? Any scenes, any interactions, any discoveries, any explorations that you want to happen kind of during that or the next little bit of time?
I mean, I'll probably give a short speech right before going into the crevice. Or appreciate everyone's selflessness and willingness to come with us. You do not have to go beyond this point if you don't want to.
Katie's all smushed into this one crawler. Spectre's like, I don't think I can really get out at this point.
We're with you all the way, leader.
Yeah, Spectre probably turns on the communication a little bit too early. You hear a little. Oh yeah, we're with you.
I assume all of the panels beforehand showed all the ship's flying information except for Spectre's doing like a woo, woo.
I mean, look, if you think I'm not going to be doing a bunch of backflips with this thing on the way there, come on. Do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll.
Yes.
I'm not getting motion sick right now. This is the best thing ever.
Where's the flares?
Yeah. Oh, and we can say that as part of you working your way through the city, you detect with alarm some huge, massive something floating in the water above the city, and we're immediately like, oh no. Not literally about the city itself, but as you are approaching the outskirts, you detect some massive thing floating. And at first you think, oh no, it's another one of these Squid Reaper monster attack things, and you realize that it's orders of magnitude larger. And your path takes you nearby. And as you swim nearby, there's a big outcropping of rock. So it's almost like one of those floating islands. But it's underwater, and as you swim by this outcropping of rock, a giant eye opens and looks at you. And then maybe as you get a better vantage point, you can see within a dome some twinkling, like of a tiki bar.
Yeah, we're gonna have to stop and visit before we leave.
So, then dive down. Wonderful speech. They cheer in a very kind of like, yeah, we're great. Because they don't get excited about stuff much. Like, yeah, we know we're awesome. We're gonna totally rock this. Cool. But the sentiment is appreciated. But it's not quite the because they don't have a lot of anxiety they need to work off. And then someone is going to have to navigate your team through the treacherous warren of collapsed tunnels, ancient ruins,
Yeah,
booby traps.
I can do it.
Chambers
it's
filled
great.
with
It's easy.
acid, mummy
No problem.
sharks,
We've
You got
seen them
this,
before,
Tilly.
probably.
alien brain piranha swarms.
Hmm. It's not like I have one of those inside me or anything.
Right. So I think, well, you tell me, what do you think this is?
I mean, I was thinking Unleash Your Powers because I
Yeah.
like that one, and also I'm using the data, and there's a map, and I'm probably scanning everything,
Yeah.
pinging around, making
Yeah.
sure everything's okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think
And
so.
let's see, 6 + 3 is 9. Anyone want to help out? Use some team. I think technically we're at 2 team instead of 5 because I was from the battle.
No, I
Unless someone else thinks they can help out somehow.
yeah, Ren wouldn't be able to do it.
All that's required is a narratively plausible way of helping.
And you're all in ships.
Right. Well, we can just like you have your ship, but then we're kind of as much as we can around certain edges to be able to enhance the scans.
Yeah. So I need
That way
to
we're not in a single
All right.
all their datas.
file.
So Deadlock's superior tactical training informs your ability to kind of, we'll say, daisy chain the various different sensor systems to enhance your own, such that you're able to expand the sensor range and resolution, giving you that little extra nudge, which gets you to 10, yes?
Yes.
All right. So it is, I'm going to say 6 hours. There will probably be a few scenes, but are there any scenes that need to happen or that you're interested in happening? Like, are there experiences, sites, interactions that you think would be cool to happen as you make your way deep into the Earth's crust?
Is there any writing on the walls? Like people, you know how whenever you go to a cave, people have carved stuff on the walls. Just curious if they have the same graffiti and stuff.
I will say yes on 2 counts. So very early on in this, as you're exploring this crevice and starting to make your way down, there are a few markings that your Kamurkandan escorts will explain to you are like waypoint markers made by the exploratory team that came down here, many of whom did not return. But because Deadlock has her eyes open, as you're working your way through this warren of chambers, at some point you come to what you think is another one of these fissures where the stone has split and allowed the seawater to come in. It's quite smooth. I think Tilly is probably very focused on the sensor readings, but Deadlock is more focused on kind of looking out. And you realize that at least one side of this fissure is a wall, and it is covered in writing. Hundreds of feet in every direction. Very fine. You don't recognize it. But it is staccato. It is hectic. It's a lot of little jabs and chips and lines and like not many curves. It's very angular and sharp. It's difficult for your mind to pick up on like any single symbol or any sense of repetition. But like if you unfocus your eyes, it seems to swim in a way as if almost like it's trying to form a picture in your mind. It is most unsettling. It is, if we were playing a different system, a sanity check. No human hand carved these glyphs, and whatever did was probably not sane by our standards. There's an establishing shot from above of these beautiful biomechanoid vessels, and they're surrounded in a nice little glow going down, and you see the full scale of this wall. What else? Any questions, ideas, cool things?
I think Tilly's good. Just navigating.
Yep.
Can I get a closed comms channel with just our teammates?
Sure.
Okay. And
your
Katie,
your teammates and
nope, not Katie.
Katila. Well, Katila is in the same thing.
Okay, so we don't have any, so never mind.
Well, no, you can. I mean, you got individual comms. You can totally do
She'll
it.
just hear whatever I'm saying.
Right. This is a private comm channel, so Spectre, don't say anything sensitive over the mic that you're...
Don't say anything sensitive over the private comm channel. Got it.
Okay. You just said that out loud, but you could have just listened in.
You hear a Katila in the background. What?
Nothing.
Who are you talking to, babe?
Just my
Oh, was that
teammates.
Deadlock? Say hi.
So I think we should prepare for the real possibility. So like the Queen said, we obviously experienced somebody with power negation before in different realities, timelines. So it could be that person, since they said they believe it's a surface dweller. And if that's the case, I would like to take them down non-lethally, if possible.
Question.
Careful what you ask.
Isn't that not
Yes,
possible?
but, well, anything's possible. They said themselves this device itself could be from a different dimension or reality or timeline.
Cool. Are you gonna be okay?
Going to have to be.
I know that's a bad answer.
Maybe this
We're
has
not going to
do with
allow the
that.
mass genocide of an entire civilization.
Maybe this is related to that love thing the Queen was mentioning. And forgiveness.
I don't know why I would need to forgive that person in particular.
Maybe it's not you.
And there's different kinds of love, so. I'm just saying we should be prepared. I don't want you guys off balance if that is who it is.
Noted.
Understood. No lethal punches.
We'll also have to figure out. We probably should have asked them for an extra mermaid's kiss. But we'll have to figure out how to retrieve them and get them out safely and alive, depending on how they got here.
Bubbles, or we put them in this. I mean, these are, I presume, pressurizable.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Make sure they're okay.
Just didn't want you guys off balance just in case that is the case. Figured I'd give you a heads up.
All right. Any other scenes or sights?
I presume we run into literally everything you mentioned at the start before we went in.
Yeah.
There's just a panel for every horrible room that we went past.
Right. It's like, oh, sharks. Why are they wrapped in things? Why do they have Egyptian headdresses on? I mean, sharks. Yes.
Is there any point that could be used as like, I don't know, a stunt course?
Yeah,
For fun?
100%.
And to show off for no particular reason.
Yes, absolutely. There is a one of the passageways opens up into a huge chamber. You know those there's that giant crystal chamber in Mexico. It has all the various crystals kind of growing in different angles, and it is in fact exactly an obstacle course. And your readings tell you that you need to get to the other side. The crystals glow very faintly with a strange purple light. The shadows seem to crawl when you're not looking at them. It's somewhat upsetting. However, Spectre,
This is freaking awesome!
let's go. So Spectre, I think it's probably unleash, don't you think?
Sure. I'm pretty bad at that. Oh,
If you fail this roll, just know you will be getting old impasse yelling at you.
Yes.
why would you do this? I think I have a -2 in free. Yeah. That's okay. I still got an 8.
Okay. Cool. You want it to be temporary unstable, or do you want to take a condition?
I think I'll take a condition. And I think like at first I kind of like juke it, mess it up. So I'm like, oh gosh, embarrassed, insecure, trying to show off, and I made myself look dumb. And then I kill it.
Yeah.
You're also several fathoms below the ocean.
Yes.
Look, I'm trying not to think
You're
about that. That's why I'm doing stupid
Yes.
adrenaline junkie garbage trying to cope.
You're doing great. You've gotten really super familiar with this crawler. It feels like an extension of your body and your will. You're having a great time. You're not sure if it's stricken the light or if somehow the crystals are moving. But it seems like they want to close in on you. So it's less than you make a mistake or overcompensate. It's more like it is they're trying to trick you. They're trying to present obstacles that point you down into like a cul-de-sac, right? That it's almost like they're trying to trap you. And you can almost feel a malevolent desire to trap you and crush you and hold you, keep you there, change you perhaps.
Good.
It's like, okay, never
Let's
mind.
do this wheelie.
Reverse. Oops, never mind. Boop, out, go out. Cool. So yes.
Back to that private comm channel. You crash, we are leaving you here.
I'm fine. Jeez, Mom. Actually, Mom would probably encourage this.
Yeah, Mom would be all about it.
Yeah.
So you're getting very near where the reading suggested there was this chamber, and the oracular power of the advisors to the queen suggested that this ancient object or device resides. It's been tough. I mean, there's been a few areas where you've had to switch from swimming mode to crawling mode because there's been like tight areas and boulders have fallen or whatever. But it has opened up. I think it's probably large enough at this point that although your sonar sensors can probably detect the surrounding, it seems as if you are in the open ocean again. Although obviously there's a ceiling directly above you. I will say, Tilly, what strikes you is that this chamber has stalactites and stalagmites, which are not known to form in water. And there's a variety of other accretions and crystal formations and things like that you are picking up. So this at one time was filled with atmosphere of some sort, even though you're not just miles below the ocean, but miles below the ocean floor. And I need everyone to take a powerful blow, please.
I'll take that 15. Let's go.
Oh, no.
R.I.P. Tilly. No.
That's probably not good at all.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting
Um,
ready.
I just got rocked by a 10.
Oh, this is not good.
Come on.
I got a 6.
Oh, that's good.
You're doing it.
Yay!
Your
I'm
anxiety's
fine.
paying off.
Yay!
That's with conditions too. Nice.
Yeah.
I don't have conditions, right?
I don't know.
Okay, good. I got a 7.
That's not it. Okay. So 2 real bads and 1 sort of bad. Hey, you could have called scenes where you comfort and support each other and clear some of your conditions.
Listen, man, I don't need that.
Too late now.
We all assume that Tilly is fine at all times, so.
Until
Oh, I
she's
forgot she still has all those conditions.
Yeah.
Right?
Oops.
So you're back at full, right, Tilly? Maybe.
Probably. What's
depending upon-
happening here?
So I will say you're not quite sure at first, but you notice that a couple of the crawlers that are piloted by your escorts start to drift off course. And then start to move somewhat erratically and then start darting straight down. Then you hear it. Voices. Whispering, beckoning. You're not sure if you're hearing it through the hull of the crawler, if you're hearing it in your mind. There's not really a distinction. But it is voices of promise, voices that all the unanswered questions of your life have a solution in the depths.
We all hear this?
Yeah.
So I'll probably. Tilly, the rest of you, are you guys also hearing this assessment? Tilly?
I'm diving down. Because I think it will be the struggle past the pain and give ground.
Okay.
As your opponent gets an opportunity.
What was Ren's choice? And Spectre's, all three have to choose.
Ren is going to struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
Okay.
And she's going to be afraid. And I think angry.
Okay. And you got what number? 9, you said?
I got a 10.
Oh, so you need to pick 2.
Mm-hmm.
So you struggle past the pain, took 2 conditions. What's your second choice?
It just... Oh, right. I think we'll give ground.
Okay. Deadlock, what was your choice?
Struggle past. So I'll definitely mark angry. And probably be guilty. Probably guilty just because I've dragged multiple other people in here. I didn't mean to. I was just asking for the princess, but then all these other people volunteered. Now I feel like we're going all into danger, stuff we're not prepared for.
Yeah. So you see Tilly and Ren start to drift down as if following.
Oh wait, actually, I'm gonna inflict a condition on Tilly by using my influence.
Excuse me?
You laugh at Tilly and inflict an
Say some
influence.
words until you erupt.
And it's boom. It's just a small thermonuclear explosion. It's fine, guys.
We'll be fine.
So yes, you see them begin to drift down. However, you don't miss a step, Deadlock, because you're less affected. And Spectre will just say is distracted.
It's like, ooh, we can give you everything that you need to feel better about yourself when she's right behind me.
Yes.
Piss off.
Red and Tilly. Well, let's say Tilly first. Tilly. Someone bangs on the hull of the crawler.
Who is it?
Boom, boom, boom.
You know what's really giving your opponent's ground? It's opening the door for who's ever outside.
It's Dr. Collifer.
Oh, hi, Mom.
She's so glad to see you.
I don't think you shouldn't be underwater, I don't think. You should come in here.
She does look a little pale. She reaches out her hand, beckons you.
Hilder, where are those scans?
What? No, Mom's here, so I gotta let her in.
Isn't your mom like a normal human person? How is she alive under the ocean?
I don't know. She wants me to go outside, but I think it's safer for her in the ship. I'll beckon
Not
the
let
other
her
way.
in. Tilly, this is the purple monster all over again.
The what?
The carny dude.
Oh. It really looks like my mom, though.
I don't think it's your mom.
Edlock is going to start taking her ship over to where Tilly is.
Down to
Yeah.
try to get
Your
Tilly.
Dr. Colliver reaches out and grabs a hold of your hand and starts to pull. She's pretty strong for a human.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I will try to pull her in. This is where she should be in the ship, not we shouldn't leave the ship.
Cool. I think directly engage.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Everything's -2 at this point, so I don't think very hard about it. Oh yeah. I think that is a 6.
I'm gonna do something about that.
Probably should. I will use the minor boon because I think that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just make that a 7 then.
Cool.
And I will resist or avoid their blows.
Exactly. So you pull back, and something, one of your threat detection and remediation subroutines kicks in. It's not necessarily part of your consciousness, but you are horrified to watch, almost an out-of-body experience for Tilly, as you extend your hand and blast hard light into Dr. Collifer, punching a hole into some... It looks mostly like some sort of discarded, like, black leather trench coat. It's all just like flappy, flat, floppy tissue. But it does have a number of hooks and spines protruding out of it. And you look down to the other hand where it's grabbed a hold, and it's just this wet mass of blackness with little hooks trying to dig into the metal of your exoskeleton. But your blast is quite powerful, and it's sufficient to have it retreat into the depths. Ren.
It's exactly like the purple guy. I'd say over the comms, quite distressed.
Ren.
Yes.
I'll probably check on Spectre. Like, Spectre, you good? You're not seeing things or hearing things, are you?
I'm hearing them, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll probably check on Ren as stuff's happening.
Yeah, I'm probably diving down alongside Deadlock.
Ren, what do you see? Ren sees. Ooh, Ren sees Ren.
Oh, good.
Ren or Paradigm or Faith?
No. Ren. You see you. But you see a you who knows who she is. You see a you floating outside the crawler, looking at you, conveying with words that you are superfluous. She is the true Ren. She knows exactly who she is. You are an accident, an experiment gone wrong, a dead end in a timeline that doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's
well.
not pleasant. What do you do?
She's just gonna kind of babble incoherently and say, "I'm out there. I see me. I'm," and she's just gonna continue babbling incoherently, not understanding what is going on, being completely afraid, but also at the same time wanting to punch herself in the face.
Directly engage, please.
Oh crap. Let's see. That is a 6 and a 6, so that's a 12 minus 4 makes it an 8.
All right. What are your choices? Or your choice?
1.
Shouldn't it be a 10?
-4.
Why is it -4?
Because I have 2 conditions.
It's only -2 on directly
It is only
engaged.
-2.
And
so
you have
you're
2 in your danger. You rolled a 12.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's 10.
Yeah, there we go. So, let's see. We are going to resist and avoid their blows.
Yes.
And then we're going to impress, surprise, or frighten them.
Yes. All right.
And
So when you punch yourself in the face with your power fist, it doesn't harm you, and it surprises you to the extent that you have a moment of clarity. It's like, I just power punched myself right, like not even in the face, like right in the throat.
yeah, like, and she's gonna scream, "I know who I am and what I can become."
Yes. Yes.
Even if she's lying to herself
right.
in this moment.
Meanwhile, Deadlock is like, I'm gonna go get Ren. You go get Tilda.
Yeah. You
Yeah, we're here
roll
to
up
the comp.
to the side of her now kind of stationary floating crawler just in time to see her power up and punch herself in the throat. I know who I am. Okay, sister.
Easy there, Renegade.
Oh my god, that's going on the overlay. You're now Renegade.
New code name, whether you like it or not.
New code name, whether I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's
It has
everybody
to be spelled
doing?
with Ren's name in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, it's a terrible pun.
Yes.
It's amazing, and we
That's why I
love
would
it.
approve. So, yes, you're no longer, I mean, you are under the emotional and psychological traumatic effects of what happened, but you are no longer under any compulsion to do anything. You have, however, lost 2 of your escorts. Who are somewhere in the depths.
They knew what they were getting themselves into.
The princess will say. The princess will say as much.
She's
Okay.
We don't
Ren
even know
doesn't
what
care.
we're
She's
doing.
angry.
Where are we? Are we close to the
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
Where do we need to go to get there?
Forward down a bit through this large chamber into another tunnel.
Oh God. Okay.
You are detecting atmosphere.
We should do that quickly before more things show up.
Ren,
Right.
Right.
are you good, Ren? Tilly?
Yeah,
You
you guys
good now?
okay?
I'm fine.
Tilly?
Yeah.
Tilly, that was a very delayed response.
Tilly just goes, "Yes, I'm fine." That sounds good. Tilly's like, red rum. Yeah, she's fine.
She'll be fine. It's fine. She is not fine, but she'll
Right.
be fine.
Let's hurry to the next area, and then the longer we stay here, the worse
Yes.
it is. Tilly, maybe consider using the same shield you used against purple guy.
Could work.
Yeah, I could try that.
So with renewed,
Brand nude.
God, no, ew. We got that on the top of the light bulb. It was only been partially nude. So yes, with a renewed sense of purpose and also maybe a little bit of a skittish urgency, you press your crawlers forward. They themselves almost seem to sense a little bit of trepidation and are eager to go. And because this is open space, you are able to get them up to top speed. You dive down into a tunnel and then up to a vertical chamber that is probably several hundred feet wide. You are nearing the surface. I think probably out of an abundance of caution, the princess suggests that you leave your vessels stationary just below the surface of the water and then swim out.
Okay, no, wait,
few
move your
feet.
ankle. Hang on. My elbow's almost out. We can do it.
Ow, you're on my hair. So you pop open the hatch, swim the last few feet, and emerge into a lovely chamber. It's the typical kind of like fantasy underground with like little glowing lichens and glowing crystals pulsing here and there, and lovely kind of streaming glowing water, and there's all kinds of strange like waving plants. It's actually relatively warm.
All right, let's properly check out Ren and Tilly now,
All right.
real
Yeah.
quick, and have the princess do the same to her people,
Yes.
those that made it.
Yes. Everyone seems to be fine. Everyone's a little bit shaken up. The general sense of weirdness and the sense that you are in unfriendly territory, but in a way that's not familiar to any of you. Like there's just some real spooky stuff down here. But to your point, you have had to deal with things that can influence your mind before, so perhaps you were better prepared than the two guards that you lost. So,
Spectre, make sure Tilly's okay.
Billy, are you okay?
Yes.
What happened?
Oh, well, it just a strange, deep, dark world creature appearing as my mom, which I destroyed through a defensive subroutine without actively controlling it. It's fine.
That doesn't sound fine. It wasn't your mom, but it looked like your mom. That's a pretty severe loss of control.
It is messed up, right? Like, that's super messed up.
Yeah, that's super messed up. I don't think I could do that.
It's not that messed up. We all have reflexes.
All right,
It's a little
well,
messed up.
usually your reflexes don't cut someone in two, right?
If they're a threat,
Deadlock's the wrong person to ask about this.
I'm just saying you shouldn't.
Oh, you
Don't feel
shouldn't
super
normally
freaked out or wrong because
reflexively-
you had a reaction to a viable threat.
Yeah.
You're not a bad
But-
person that wants to kill your mom or something, or would kill your actual
No.
mom.
right. You're
But it's totally understandable to be freaked out about what happened.
Yes.
fine.
If you need to talk it out,
Mm,
Pat, we're here.
yes. And considering that talking it out is the only thing that's going to keep her from exploding, do you want to talk
Definitely
it
not
out?
why Deadlock strategically had Spectre go check on her. Because
Okay.
Deadlock has negative mundane and a -2 right now. So
And then Deadlock's like, it's fine. You're just a murder bot. These are your instincts.
Just a murder bomb.
no, I'm not saying she's a murder bot. I'm saying it was a viable threat. We all have
Yeah.
reflexes and training we fall back on. That doesn't make her strange or weird or some kind of threat to
I think
actual
that
people
is
that are not.
probably that is in balance probably helpful. So, Spectre, how are you going to tell Tilly about herself as a way of comforting her, if you wouldn't mind?
I mean, we've gone on like we've been through a lot together, Tilly. I mean, you're not really the one that goes in and just punches things. That's a little more me and Deadlock. So I don't think that, you should change that perspective of yourself. Like you're good at thinking outside of the box and not just reacting. You're the most level-headed out of all of us, so, it was a defensive maneuver which was necessary given the logistics of the situation. I think you analyzed it properly, did what you needed to do, and yeah, it's a little messed up that that's what it looked like, but in the end, it was necessary.
I wonder if Tilly is able to hear that and potentially
I
open up.
wondered as well. How you doing there, Spectre? You roll some dice?
Oh yeah, I should do that. That is a 9. I can do math. I only do it for my job. Actually, I don't think I need a 10 plus on that. Yeah, I'm fine.
You could clear
Okay.
condition on yourself if you get it to 10 plus.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have to defend Katie or something later. Be a shame if you had a negative to that roll
Yeah.
and something were to happen to her.
Well, we'll use a minor boon and bump
All
it to a
right.
10 just for funsies.
All right. All right. So I assume you're both clearing conditions?
Yes.
Excellent. Well,
Response.
if Tilly opens up, that is.
Yes. And I'll be like, You're right, Spectre. I think thanks for talking to me about this. And I'll give Spectre a big hug. I'm squeezing a little too tight.
It's okay, the ribs regenerate on their own.
Right. And because I never do this, but because it's within my power, Tilly, please kick your danger up by 1 and your savior down by 1. You have recognized something about yourself that is a danger you didn't realize.
It's true.
And you are probably right to have questions about that, especially considering where your self-analytic subroutines have been focused based on recent experience. So,
I
that's
think
fun.
the person that has saved us the most now has the lowest savior.
So, yes, you are free to explore. The map will lead you forward. It's literally like down a passageway, up and down and around a little bit, but you're probably 5 minutes away from where this massive chamber is.
Well, I'd probably check on Ren too, just because she went through some stuff. I'm probably not going to be able to comfort and support her. Sorry.
You can always try.
But yeah. You doing all right, Ren?
I'm fine.
It must have been like punching a mirror, huh? With a Renergy fist.
Are you
This
done?
is why it fails.
Just trying to make you feel better. It seemed highly emotional from what we could hear.
Wouldn't you be highly emotional if you saw an image of yourself that was better than you, that knew what it wanted, that knew what it could do, and then be made to feel like you're inferior?
I mean, these people
That
have been
you're a
making me
little
trying to
more
make me feel
than
inferior all day,
sensitive?
but look, it wasn't real. That version isn't a thing. There's no such thing as someone that's perfect, regardless of what these Kamara Kondons would have you believe. Fine, you're what? You're 16? We're all figuring ourselves out. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to know who we are. Literally not even adults yet.
Well, they sure have a funny way of making us feel like we have to be absolutely perfect no matter what. Can't do wrong, blah, blah, blah.
Well, coming from a lot of the adults we know, most of them don't even have their lives figured out. So I wouldn't take it without a grain of salt.
I suppose.
Cool, let me fail this roll. Oh, okay. 5 and a 6. That
Excellent.
might not be enough, though. Because I have -1. So that's a 10 minus 2. So it's an 8. So somehow
Yeah, excellent.
we made it.
I think Rena already opened up about the feelings. So, what condition would you like to clear there, Ben?
I think we're just gonna clear away afraid. Because she's
Excellent.
still angry. She's just less scared.
Excellent. I'm just putting Starkey comments into chat. Cool.
Just got the soldier. Besides, we're probably not gonna live enough to adulthood anyway. It doesn't matter. We have ourselves figured out.
Right,
Let's go.
exactly. We're probably gonna die. We're gonna die in the next room. It's all good. Excellent. So the good news is that several of your members have now feel a little bit better as the darkness below tried to get inside their heads, and I think did a fairly good job of doing so. Anyway, there'll probably be bad dreams and stuff that follows for the rest of your life. We'll see. Good deal. So I think your choice. The Chimera Condons are more than happy to advance with you. This is air. So they would not necessarily die immediately if their powers were removed. So do you want
That's
them to
fair.
come with you, or are you going to take point and move forward by yourselves?
So, once again, if you don't want to go any further, you do not have to go any further. It's totally fine to have reinforcements in the back.
The princess will say, "We will follow your lead on this. Do you need us with you, or do you need us to guard the rear?"
Having a guard actually would not be a bad idea.
We will do so. Yell for us if you need our assistance.
The only case is I might need the princess as long as she's close enough and in range. So if we have comms with her, that's fine.
Yeah.
If I lose it.
Yeah.
Which there's not really much water, it seems like, here anyway. For me to
There's
use.
like pools, and there's
cool.
and there's a massive amount of water directly above you. So
Right, okay.
So
Perfect.
yeah, depending upon how well you roll, you could bring the entire ocean crashing down into this chamber.
Okay. Well, good.
Or how poorly, or how well.
Great.
Depends.
Yeah.
Cool. Very well. What do you do? What happens? What's next?
Are you guys ready?
Let's do this.
Yes.
Tap Tilly. All right, you're the leader.
Right. And who's going the way?
Ren's just gonna cross her arms and sidle over and lean against Deadlock and go, that's a lie, right? Because you're totally the leader this time around. Yeah.
I can hear you, says Tilly.
Not that you can't do it, Tilly. You're a wonderful leader.
Okay.
That's why I
fine.
said
For this
this
mission
time around.
specifically,
Yeah, this is your
I
mission.
guess-
Fine. Own it.
I'll take charge. But Tilly is way better at real-time calculations and strategy.
That's
But
why
for this
Tilly's our
time-
strategist.
That's why you two work together really well.
And the
I mean-
strategy is sneaking.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
So we just,
Yes.
and then we'll.
Yeah, if we can get close enough without even having to engage anyone and can just hit it from afar and break it, that would be ideal.
Yes.
It would be ideal if no one was there right now.
As soon as you say sneaking, Nyx pulls a smoke bomb out of her gi, throws it down, pop, and then she's gone. She's in ninja stealth mode.
We really, really should get one of those cameras that you just put on a collar and
Oh,
see
for
where
cats.
she goes.
Yeah.
She'd
That's one
probably
of the
get rid
side
of it.
comics, Adventures with Nyx. No words in the comics, just Nyx going about her day.
And then
There's so much bird death.
every third frame is Nyx licking her own butt because she's a cat. So it just kind of is what it is.
This tracks. This tracks very, very well.
Staring at a wall for 3 hours for no reason.
Taking a nap in the sun.
Yeah. And then completely passed out in the sun and then catching a fly between her claws.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Miyagi. Yeah. So that will be that is a bonus issue at the end of this. There's a lovely like 10-page mini adventure of a day out with Nyx. So cool. All right. Well, you sneak in to a massive chamber, relatively dry. Every little sound seems to echo, but you're very stealthy. There in the center of the chamber is a dais, and on the dais is this spire. And a good 5 feet up this spire is a person, seated or partly embedded in this crystalline spire. The person is a woman. She is Kamara Condon. She is wearing a crown, and she appears to be asleep.
Do we have those trident things with us?
Sure.
Do they knock people out?
Yeah.
Is it possible for us to just go? Do we see the device at all?
Hey, do you want to assess the situation?
Hey,
I have a negative.
we all have negatives here.
we all float down here. I mean, we all have negatives down here.
It's plus superior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least it cancels out
Yeah.
for me.
Well,
All right. I'll attempt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not as good. So 7. I saw the 5 and got excited, but then the 2, it's not as exciting.
You
So
could
the
major
plus
boon
2
and reroll the 2
savior
if you
minus 2.
want.
What do we have again?
we have 4.
4 major boons. Sure.
You don't have
I'll
to.
use a major boon.
You don't have to. Use them or
Well,
lose them.
because I actually do want to ask another question,
Okay.
so. Okay, 5. So 10.
Perfect.
So, what here is the biggest threat,
Yes.
and how could we best end this quickly?
I'm going to give you 2 answers to what's the biggest threat, one of which I will reveal now. The biggest threat is if this woman is removed from the crystal, or if she is in any way disconnected from it. You realize as you assess the situation that the device that you are looking for is this crystal that she is seated/embedded in. And as you look at her, she is clearly Kumar Condon royalty. As you look around the room, this room looks like it's been undisturbed for hundreds or thousands of years. This is the device that enables someone to project their power over a large area. It clicks. You don't know who she is. She is the source of the blessing that enables the Kamara Khandans to live under the ocean. And the best way to end this quickly is to deal with the other threat that is currently walking out of the shadows. Oh. Well, look who it is. Some of you look like filthy Kamara Khandans. I don't know, though. You are a robot. That's a cat. Huh.
Oh, is Nick's out of ninja mode now?
Well,
Busted.
that's a cat hiding
You
over
can't
there.
just call people robots. I mean,
Right.
gosh, he has feelings.
I mean, I am a robot, but
Tell us about the principal.
I'm
okay,
real.
yes, I'm offended.
Can I speak to your manager? I'm real curious to know what it is that you people think you're doing here.
Is this a
Scuba
male
diving?
voice, female
No.
voice?
You see a short-ish, slender, tweenish girl walking out of the shadows. She has a little bit of, she's got a dark kind of asymmetrical bob. She's got kind of punky style clothes on. Dark eye makeup. A little bit of a lip ring. Fingerless gloves. She stands there looking at you with her hands on her hips. In case you're deaf, I asked, what are you doing here?
Oh, you're so adorable.
Spectre.
What is
Sam?
you?
Spectre's
that
like,
you?
hey, forget you, Katie.
Deadlock laughed
I
and
want
was
to
like,
pinch her cheeks.
Sam, is that you?
She looks momentarily confused. And then pulls out a gun and shoots you. Take a powerful blow, please.
Oh, good.
Unless someone, I mean,
Oh.
there's a chance that people have a, could defend or something if they wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, reflexively.
I'm gonna do it. I'm going to leap to defend my love because right now that's deadlock.
Oh, you switched to deadlock. All right, cool. So you may defend with danger.
Yup. And this is the one where we want a high number, right?
Yes. The only one you don't want a
Okay.
high number on is take a powerful blow.
Okay.
Good, because I would have had a minor bonus to get it down what I was going to.
We got a 5. And we got a 4. So a 9 plus 2 is 11.
All right.
And I have to double check because I'm pretty sure. Nope. Yeah, just 11. Because it's only when I'm unleashing my powers that I get the angry boot bonus.
And remember how Deadlock said, hey, guys, don't be off balance? If this turns out, she's a little off balance right now. So she has to be shoved out of the way.
You get shoved out of the way, and this energy pistol thing blasts into the rock next to you. Oh yeah, so sorry. You're not gonna get to leave here. So hope you didn't expect to do anything else. Hope you didn't expect to do anything else with the rest of your lives. And then someone says something, and she swings around, and she's just gonna start blasting.
Right. Okay. I'm going to unleash Nova powers.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Listen, I got a 10 because I have +4 due to horrible reasons. I think what I want to do is put a moat around the crystal and the lady in it. Because I'm pretty sure Deadlock, looking at it, we kind of get we got the same vibe from that. So
Probably also like snap out and be like, protect the crystal, and then immediately go to
Yeah.
comms to the princess and be like, there's an ancient Kamara Condon royalty here. She's part of the crystal. She's what give you guys your powers so that you can live underwater. But the surface dweller that has the negation powers is also here. We're going to keep her as far away as possible and putting a moat.
So I will just be putting the shield up around the crystal for the first action of that, using a burn for that.
Cool.
And I guess dodging energy blasts.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? She's not actually attacking. It's just cinematic. She's
Yeah.
just both hands, feet square, just kind of ha 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 ha, pow, 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 pow. She's having a good old time.
Yeah, the gun is smoking too. You can hear the smoke detector.
How dare you? We'll go fix it in a minute. What is Spectre and Ren doing?
I'm gonna smack her in the face with my trident.
Go ahead.
Wait,
Directly.
like physically or like the knockout blast?
Like not like stabbing her with it, but like whacking her with like the
Like,
Oh,
butt
you're
end of it.
okay. You're trying.
you're like
Yeah.
trying to get close physically.
Yeah, I'm basically like engaging her and trying to stop her from being able to be ranged. Oh, right. That's a 13.
Choose two.
I will resist or avoid their blows and create an opportunity for my allies, so I'm engaging her in combat so she's not blasting my friends.
Perfect. Ren. Well, no, you defend
Ren
it.
is
You defend it.
yeah.
You have a chance to do things.
Ren is just gonna stand up and help Deadlock up, make sure she's okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Quick question. So, does Deadlock think this is Sam? So it's the age difference makes sense, or no? Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to tell with the makeup and the weird lighting and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. But there's a certain familiarity there. She doesn't appear to recognize you. Tilly. She looks at you and goes, "Oh, no, we can't have any of that." And then she smiles. And it's almost like you can feel a wave rush off of her. Your moat goes away.
So rude.
What?
Oof.
Superpowers and technology.
Ren, your power fists fizzle.
We
Spectre,
have a problem.
You get a paper cut. It doesn't heal.
No!
It's fine. This is what all those sparring sessions were for.
Yeah, you guys
And
don't have to
unfortunately,
by
what
now,
Impact
right?
trained me to do.
Yes. All right. Hey, so why don't you guys, you're now entering combat for real against a dangerous foe.
Oh, to the team.
Yeah. So you guys do the team thing and I'll stop the beeping. Back in a sec.
All
Okay.
right, gang. Who's the leader?
Me.
I mean,
Deadlock.
obviously,
Deadlock.
Deadlock.
I think Deadlock has influence over everyone now, right?
I do actually have influence over everyone now.
Oh, 3-2. We have the same purpose in the fight.
Check the crystal. Take down
nobody
Sam
missed-
illegally.
Yeah. Nobody mistrusts the leader.
Nope.
And do we feel ill prepared or off balance? I think
I mean, I did prepare you guys.
Yeah.
But I think the most unprepared thing was not being able to just destroy the device.
Yeah. But
That
I
was
mean,
the whole
otherwise,
plan.
like,
The whole plan was destroy the device, but now it's, oh no,
we have to protect the device. And
we have to
stop
protect the device.
them
Yeah.
from- But I mean, we were prepared to like fight the sand and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do we feel prepared?
The only thing you missed there was pretty much we got yes to all the questions. We're just debating the off balance portion because Deadlock did prepare them to see Sam. The biggest thing we weren't prepared for was a mission to protect the device, not destroy it.
You explicitly said that you were preparing.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
So 14.
Yeah. You can
It's
be
added, so 5
So
total.
5.
Yeah, you can be personally a little weirded out and off balance and, affected, but you like took time to prepare and lay the groundwork. So I think you deserve the credit for that. Cool. So now you've got what, 6 team?
5.
5 team?
5.
Yeah, because we used one earlier.
Oh, that's right. So you have 5 team. Excellent. You may or may not need it, but then again, I used all my major banes. So that's that. Maybe there's nothing bad that can happen. Oh wait, I don't even need banes. Hey, John. So cool. All right, what happens?
Hey, quick. So doing the quick test. There's no go on the light stuff, right? That's a no go.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
obviously
that's what I
not
thought.
completely incapacitated
Yeah.
because you have a number of things that are just inherent to your being as a advanced android, but your powers explicitly are solid light projection, and it go bye.
Yeah. Tilly sighs and then just charges at this kid with her full metal body.
Tilly's
Bedlock
like
will probably like, Ren, you're running defense.
Tilly's increased
Yep.
danger. I will break you. Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, I got some negatives on this due to the myriad of conditions.
All 5. I mean, your danger negates it, so you're at a flat 0.
Yeah. So I got a 7, which isn't bad, all things considered.
What's your choice?
At this point, I'm going to resist or avoid their blows, I guess,
Good idea.
because I'm feeling it, but I will engage.
Yep. She's quite skilled as a combatant.
Yes.
She has clearly a lot of training. Her combat style is not one that you're super familiar with. But I don't think it has. Have you ever gotten in a fist fight before, Tilly?
I mean, I've punched a few things, and I've
Impasse
probably
would have
trained.
absolutely made her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume Deadlock made us train. I
Not
don't think
Deadlock.
it's usually my
Impasse.
I'm sorry.
is.
Yeah.
Impasse would make us train, and I would have to fight Impasse, and I would have to fight Spectre and
Yeah.
Ren, but I was probably not always punching full out during those
No,
fights.
I can't. I can't recall a time where you engaged a threat just punching stuff.
I did. I punched one thing earlier, I think, in
Okay.
the fear
Yeah.
itself thing.
Oh, okay.
Metal.
Yes. We'll say it's been a bit, and we'll say for dramatic, everyone else is kind of like back a little bit. Deadlock is obviously kind of conflicted. Everyone actually is a little bit conflicted because you met this person not that long ago in your own respective time frame. Tilly, however, just like nope, charges forward and starts full on. And Tilly is fast and extremely powerful. Tilly is put an arm through you easily, kind of strong and fast.
I assume there's a few shots where she's easily dodged out of the way, but I hit the ground and there's a crack on the ground, about an explosion of sand kind of thing.
Yes.
Bedlock is like, don't kill her.
And where you throw a human speed punch to have her dodge and then immediately are behind her and then catch her with an elbow. It's like she's very skilled, but we get to see that Tilly doesn't necessarily always need hard light projections to be a little bit of a badass.
I'm assuming I'm like, Deadlock, analyze that. Like, look at this. Like, have you seen this fighting before? Like, what is she doing? That kind of thing.
Definitely not any impacts.
Nope. So what happens? That's Tilly's go.
I would like to vent frustration. Directly engage while I'm angry.
Yeah.
Okay, 9 plus what he denies, so superior 9, 10, 11. 11.
Yeah.
Wait, yes. I had to make sure I didn't have the condition.
All right. What are your choices?
Resist and avoid blows, and take something from them, the gun.
Okay. So you step up, and this is very much kind of a modern action thriller. Tilly and Sam are, locking and barring and spinning and twirling, and like Tilly's going after the gun and like grabs the hand, then she drops it down, then tries to bring the gun around to shoot Tilly, and then Tilly spins out of the way and knocks it out of the way. And then Deadlock comes in and she's just like front and back. Like you run behind her and she, like, without even losing her eyes locked on Tilly, kicks you in the chest. And then starts doing all this like crazy wushu nonsense. But yes, double teaming her, you are able to take the gun away.
Meanwhile, Deadlock is, Sam, stop. It's me. Just let us explain.
She'll do a leaping spin kick, and you are able to duck underneath it. It's like, am I supposed to know who you are?
Deadlock,
No, that's why you need to let us explain.
All I need to know is that you're in my way.
Oh, God.
That's a very closed-minded attitude, Sam.
It's like you give a bunch of teenagers, and then there's a slightly younger teenager, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, listen to this sass."
The cringe.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's a whole bunch of millennials like the boomers, and then suddenly a Gen Z shows up.
You're like, oh God.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We've got Spectre and Ren.
Can I pierce the mask
Yes,
on Sam?
that's a really good idea.
Yeah. It would be. Oh, no, that's a 7.
Okay.
Look, I had a negative roll to that, plus a negative Monday.
Yeah. How could I get your character to stop fighting us and listen to and hear us out?
She's very well trained. She's very focused. She's very angry. She's also very, very sad and very, very alone. The surface, the bravado, is covering a child who's been through some stuff. It's almost like the answer is more in love and forgiveness than fists and fighting.
Guys, I think maybe we need to take a different approach to this.
Yeah, you need to stand still so I can crush your head.
Can we flip that?
You need to take
No
light
head
chill
pressure.
pill. Just a little one. And, like, seriously, just hear us. I mean, we've got your sister here. Like, you'd think you'd want to know a little bit more
she's
about that.
pulled out a couple of little sticks and clicks them, and they fly out and then start buzzing, and she's getting ready
good
to go.
hell.
I think you're set because you're still like trying to read her. She didn't hear the sister thing.
Deadlock, you need to stop keeping secrets and tell her who you are.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
How about this? Tell me who you were, and she's going to come flying in your direction. I think I need you to take a powerful blow, Deadlock.
Oh, good.
She just lays into you with these electro sticks.
Would you say she is a more powerful foe?
Sure.
Great. I will use never give up, never surrender.
Not because she's objectively more powerful, but because she's very much in her element, and she has the tactical advantage, I would say.
Good, because my savior's +3. And then... Oh, because you just take a powerful blow. Wait, is it bad to roll? I rolled high, but never give up, never surrender.
It's good for
It's
that.
different,
one.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
it is, okay, good.
High is good.
So I was like,
blow to this.
Yeah, so instead of doing take a powerful blow, you do never give up, never surrender instead.
Okay, good. got a little worried. No, yeah, okay, it says 7 to 9 mark a condition. All right, so I got, I'm going to use a minor boon to bump it to a 10. Okay.
Cool.
On a hit, stand strong. And then, I guess 7 to 9 was just marking a condition, but that's fine.
So you just
We'll
stand
keep it at
strong.
10.
Okay.
So I get an opportunity or opening against the attacker, rally from the hit, keep attackers at 10. I'm going to do get an opportunity or opening against your attacker.
Okay. You don't have to worry
So
about
really, I
it.
just want to kind of stun her into like hearing my next sentence.
Well, I think what happens is that she just goes all out on you. And she is filled with rage to the extent, Spectre, since you're like kind of watching her and getting a sense, like maybe part of her did hear you, like subconsciously, because there's a rage and a frenzy in the attack that she hasn't displayed anymore, and she's not having fun anymore. She's just all about it, and she is beating the crap out of Deadlock. But Deadlock is very skilled and like knows how to like tense up and angle so that you avoid the worst of it. But she's just laying into you to the extent that she's lost focus on everyone else, and you can tell it's like she's exhausting herself, just beating into Deadlock and dodge, and Deadlock dodges whatever, and she's, why don't you just die? And
I'm clearly not trying to hit her back to hurt her either.
She takes a step back, and which gives you your moment.
Okay.
As per the move.
Look, I just found out you were alive again, and I don't want to lose you twice. I know you don't remember me. I don't remember you. But I'm your older, and I'll take off the helmet. I'm your older sister. My name is Devin Dvorak. I don't know how much you remember or when you were separated. I really don't know anything. I just found out about your existence literally days ago, and yesterday I found out you were alive. Please stop fighting me. I don't want to fight you.
She stands stunned. She drops the sticks. She steps forward. Devin? Is that really you? She looks at your face for the first time because you have the mask off, and she reaches up and touches it, and almost like in reflex touches her own face. Is this a trick?
No trick.
Oh, Devin. She goes to hug you. Please take a powerful blow.
Yeah. Oof. Because Devin is definitely like, yes, and then goes to hug back. Like, okay, well. Oh no, plus conditions too. Okay, well, that's a 9. Wait, how much is it plus conditions?
Yeah, just
one?
Just plus conditions.
Okay,
one,
so
one
9.
per condition.
Okay. Making sure it wasn't plus 2. So 9.
Aw. No minor base.
No minor base for you.
Oh, well. Cool. What is your choice?
Narratively, probably give ground. Opposition gets an opportunity. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Quick as a snake. You don't see it, but everyone else does. She reaches in the small of her back, pulls out a knife, and stabs you. Shocked. So the frame is shocked. Look of like confusion, but also kind of joy on Deluxe's face turns into shock and pain. And then we flip back to see Sam. You left me.
Ren is going to realize she has her powers back. She's just throwing herself at this impish little turd.
Why would you have your powers back?
Because Michael said that she wasn't paying attention.
No.
And like
none of you have any powers.
We've been with her when she wasn't paying attention. It's passive.
Yeah. Major boon, your powers are gone.
Okay, that's fine. Either way, she's still going to throw herself at her. And she's going to use her angry.
Can't hear you as there, Spectre.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting there like, Red, no, this is like, she's just a sad, scared kid.
He just stabbed Devin.
You can defend if you would like, Spectre.
That's what I'm doing.
God, okay, I guess I'm defending. So I don't want us to beat the crap out of this poor kid who's like
While Spectre's busy, I beat the crap out of this poor
really,
kid.
really traumatized.
Spectre
Both of
defends
us
the...
wanted Ren doing defense on the crystal.
Yeah.
Specifically.
It's fine. So
Yeah, I
Ren
get
goes
it.
to attack the kid. Spectre defends the kid until he just walks up, snaps the neck. Done.
I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Ooh, this got Justice League dark all of a sudden.
All right. Well, I got 5 plus 3 and 8.
Okay. So you do. But you exposed yourself to harm or escalate the situation.
I mean,
Got a 10.
I probably take the hit.
Oh, yeah. So you wind up bowling into Spectre. You knock
That's fine.
Spectre's head against the stone, and Spectre immediately starts bleeding because Spectre can't heal. So good job.
I know, but seriously, I'm going to engage, directly engage, but more in a way of like trying to separate them and disarm rather than any.
No role needed.
Okay.
She's just standing there.
Yeah.
She doesn't appear to, like, she hasn't picked up or pulled out any additional weapons. She's just standing there looking at Deadlock in pain and rage.
Where did she stab her?
In the gut, missing any vital organs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Deadlock will probably, drop to her knees holding the knife. See the Ren Spectre thing and like, don't hurt her.
And I'll just come up behind her and do like restrain. I'm a metal thing that can restrain people. The angry child.
So you are going to engage.
Yeah,
Okay,
I am going to
okay,
engage.
okay.
Oh no.
That's still directly engaged, even though the intent
I'm
is
still
not to-
directly engaged.
Yeah.
She is standing there.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. I'm going to use a major boon.
Use tanks. Thanks, tank.
Yay.
Let's see. We also have team.
Well,
Loki kind
right
of
now,
uses
two members of the
selfishly,
team just
too.
knocked each other out, so
I mean,
kind of. So we're doing good. Where am I at? I think I'm just at the flat. That's a 9.
Okay.
So I'll be taking something from them, and I guess it's their freedom of movement.
Yeah.
uh-oh.
Because you know what that means.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you should roll it and see what happens.
Roll a 2.
Ooh.
A 2 plus 5 is still 7.
That's 2 plus 4.
Oh, that's right. Thank goodness.
I don't think it was a 10.
Powerful blow. I got a 9 plus 4.
No.
Grab this child and explode.
Grab a child, explode.
So
You
what
absorb her
happens?
angst.
What happens?
Well, it depends on whether you think the new Morgan regeneration still happens because it's a part of Tilly's construction.
Sure.
Okay. Then
that's a move, not a power, technically.
Yeah. So I grab her, and then I presume she's all like, "What? No, anger punches."
Yeah, and she again doesn't lose sight on Deadlock. She just does this like super competent kind of attack on you, like kicks one leg out beneath you, kind of spins sideways, plants an elbow to knock you down even further, and then this is kind of gross. Reaches around Tilly's head and then wrenches.
Oh yeah, that head comes clean off.
Well, it probably doesn't come clean off. Maybe it does.
Well,
You
yeah,
tell
but
me.
there's like wires
Yeah.
and
There's
everything
like-
interconnected lying on the ground, oil and stuff. And then I presume she's like, well, that's taken care of.
Exactly. And then steps
Still
forward.
turning.
Steps
And
forward and
then-
kneels down and looks in Deadlock's eyes. You left me.
Who told you that? I was given up.
As this conversation goes on, behind, Deadlock can see that Tilly's body is reforming
Yes.
itself in the
Thank God.
background.
Yes.
Like a headless body. Like,
Spectre's like, oh, my head.
Reforming itself.
You were supposed to protect me.
How?
You're my sister. You were
I was a
supposed to
kid.
be there for me. You said you'd always be there for me. And then you were gone. And then we had to hide. And then they took me. They took all of us. They took mom and dad and they took me.
Where are mom and dad?
She just kind of glances down.
I thought you were all dead because of me. I didn't even know you had powers. I thought it was because of my powers.
I wish we
And
were
Dad
all
made a
dead.
deal. Dad made a deal with the guy that took me in, who trained me, and let me believe you were all dead.
So he saved you. But not me.
Apparently, he thought he was saving all of you by doing so. But he was wrong.
Why didn't you find me?
I didn't know.
Why didn't you know? You should have known.
I should have. I'm sorry.
I always knew that you were out there. Every day I thought, today's the day. She's going to come find me. You don't know what they did to me. Why couldn't you
I
have
don't.
just found me? She starts to cry.
Yeah, Deadlock is also crying, for sure. I'm so sorry, Sam. I didn't know. If I would have known.
She reaches out to hug you, but this time there's no knife.
Probably a little bit of a tense hug at first, expecting, but hugs again.
She dissolves in your lap. Probably bumps your gaping wound with her head accidentally. And just cries like you now remember she used to. When she was little. And your mom and dad would like, oh, you're fine, it's okay. And she just wanted someone who would hold her and let her cry.
Who did this to you?
They did. The Black Book.
Who's the Black Book?
They're trying to make the world ready.
For what?
Something's coming.
While this is going on, Ren would like to trek back to her 21st century studies and what does the future know about this moment?
That's inherent to who you are. And a move, not a power. So sure.
Okay. All right. Got a 5.
Yep.
and a 5. And don't have anything affecting it. So yeah, what does the future know about this moment, or the black book?
Yep. So ask your questions, and then you remember you may always ask, "What is the future now?" So that's question number one. What's your other question?
Um, um, see. So, who is the black book? What does the future know about them, and who are they?
Well, I think the vision you get of the future is different. Yes. Let's make that. Let's be a little bit creative and make it a kind of a combination of piercing the mask and also what does the future know, so I can give you some
Okay.
information. The sense that you get from her is that she's so afraid of them that she's no longer afraid, right? Like
Right.
the fight or flight it's learned helplessness, right? Like she's learned that fleeing or fighting isn't going to work, so she's just like you can tell in her voice when she mentions them, but there's a deep terror and resignation when she mentions them.
Okay.
From that you deduce that they are quite powerful.
Okay.
And it's not a leap to deduce that they are. I think Deadlock probably shared what she learned from reading Impact Files, that there's that hand that guides things. That what the future knows is you see the Earth floating in space, a beautiful blue marble. And then you see
That's sus.
something approach. Something larger. Something of alien geometries that is somehow yet organic. You see it approach. You see silently and almost beautifully as this dark, roiling sphere gets close to the Earth. The atmosphere begin to stream off. You see beautiful orange light begin to play underneath the clouds. You see chunks of crust and mantle flying towards this creature. Soon it's over. The Earth is consumed.
Well, she's hmm.
Well, that doesn't sound good, says the new Tilder.
Right. So and that all happens in Ren's head, and then I assume Tilly, the head, and then
Well, it's more than that.
Oh, okay.
Everything's reformed.
Oh, good.
The hair is now longer instead of rainbow. It now had it like the bottom part is more of the clear color, and the upper part is more green. There is more green up and down his arms.
Oh.
They now. And I think a couple of things added in. Hands have some elements that were found on the ships.
Mm.
And the necklace has fused into the shoulder area, as you do. Yeah, you know, just normal things. Oh, and it has forgotten all lessons.
Yes, of course.
As you do. Yeah.
So Tilder sits up.
Ren's gonna go, hey, Tilly, but not looking at Tilly because she's still focused on Sam and you
Mhm.
know her vision and everything.
Sup?
And then her head is just going to like slow pan, mid mouth open sentence, getting ready to form. You look different.
Guess so. Happens.
Tilly's a Chad now.
One of many.
Hey. Do your databases still work?
Yeah.
Can you look up the Black Book?
Mm,
Like organization.
I don't know if I'd have anything about that, would I?
You would need to be in contact with the terrestrial network so that you can.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in your data crystal. The data crystals that are
It's a
now
part of me now.
permanently part of you.
Yeah, there's a little cute little diamond over here.
Yes.
Okay. When Tilly doesn't come up with something, she's going to press the communicator just a quick question for the princess. Do you know anybody or an organization known as the Black Book?
No.
Shit.
Well, listen, I think we let them talk a bit before we ask more
Think we need to
You're
get
not gonna
some
do anything
pressure
to
on
this-
her wound. She's bleeding, and she's bleeding into
Yeah.
Sam's hair.
Can we get our powers back?
Oh,
Yeah, great.
as soon as you say that,
No.
Spectre, you realize that your head doesn't hurt anymore.
Okay, cool. I want to interrupt you guys. Devin, I'm just going to give you a little pat on the back here. You'll have
I'm gonna remove the knife first.
Yeah, take the knife out so that's not fused with you.
Oh, you could always fuse it with you. It's no big deal, right?
We'll talk about that later, Tilly. Is there anything like we've kind of been focused on Sam and Devin. Spectre wants to take a second to double check the room to make sure that we're alone and to check on the crystal.
As far as you can tell, you're alone.
Okay.
Sam is, and I think probably deadlocked Devin has been mostly not paying attention, right? It has been very focused. Spectre probably comes over and starts to heal and then yanks the knife out real quick and then like heals it up.
Sorry about this.
Devin probably
Better.
just barely feels it. I'm saying Devin's probably stroking Sam's hair. She's gone through that kind of ugly cry to crying to kind of sniffling. What do you say?
I think in the meantime, we'd just be like making sure the room looks secure and
Yeah.
letting the princess know and asking about the black book and then just kind of,
Let
Yeah.
them-
standing a little over there.
So what does Devin say to Sam when Sam in between looks at you?
I don't know what they think they're getting us ready for, but they're not ready for us. We're gonna make them pay.
For the end of the world either.
They're too powerful.
If I've learned anything from today, it's that our power set is so rare. We're the powerful ones.
We are?
You have the power to negate powers. I have the power to replicate any power.
So like the two of us?
The two of us.
I want to go home.
Have an apartment.
Okay.
And a cat.
And a lot of money in the bank.
I'm rich.
I'll get us a place. I think we need to visit somebody too.
Okay. Can you take me away from here, please?
Yes. I'm gonna pick her up. I don't care how big she is.
She's
Pick her
practically
up
your
and-
size.
Yeah.
but she will. She won't resist. As you're leading out, but she will push back a little bit. She'll say, if I don't destroy it, they will.
I'll go to the princess and like, hey, we stopped the immediate threat. It's on you guys to guard your crystal now. It is no longer my problem.
I
Um,
can set up some hard light structures if you want. I don't know if that's helpful.
Devin, you hear 3 voices at once speak out of nowhere. You are here. Sam, Spectre, Tilly, Ren, are frozen. You are not. This room, this chamber, now has 12 individuals in it. One of them steps forward toward the queen embedded in the crystal, reaches out toward her and says, "Your time has passed." Her eyes flutter open for a moment. She looks around. She sighs as if in relief. And then she breathes no more. They step back into the circle. And as one, they look at you, Devin. And then they say, "We are not here." And time resumes.
I look at the crystal.
Yeah. There's a woman smiling faintly. But you can tell by the way what you saw, and just instinctively you can tell that she is now dead.
Shit. Am I Kamara Condon anymore?
Yeah.
Oh.
You took the new improved Mermaid's Kiss.
Okay, I will check in with the princess and it's like, do you guys still have your powers? The ancient royal, the advisors just killed her.
The princess will come storming in, and so she is okay. And some of her guards are Kumar Condon as well, but several of them are not. She will investigate. We'll do a little bit of there's a couple of scenes. Her people rush in, they establish everything's fine. They get a report from you. She looks at the woman. She reaches up and touches her hand. This was the first queen. She brought us here. She saved our civilization and laid the foundation of 6,000 years of peace. I now understand that she made a massive sacrifice for us. I am worried for my people, but I am glad that she is finally at peace. They will gently disengage the first queen of Kamarakanda and carry her back. The princess is very interested to return to the city to make sure things aren't going horribly wrong.
Right, yeah.
There is, if it wasn't 11 o'clock, there is a bit of a, you know how The scene when the hero is running down the hallway and the building is crashing behind them.
Hmm.
There's a little bit of that action. So there's a couple of different scenes as something appears to be not very happy at what has happened here and your escape, and attempts to thwart. So there's a scene of you navigating through the crystal chamber, and instead of like subtly trying to box you in, the spars of crystal are just falling, trying to crush you. The wall is the writing on the wall is now crawling in angry fashion, and as you speed up along it to make your escape, you can see cracks suddenly appearing inside the sheer wall itself, and some sort of strange green ooze coming out that doesn't look particularly healthy. You backtrack and then fly past and eventually make your way to the city. You exit in the central tower, make your way to the Queen's chamber. You can see the city is more active than it was, but there isn't a sense of panic. The princess will have communicated once you got out of the underground, the contingency plans that the Queen put in place to make sure that like no one was in a flooded area, etc. But some substantial portion of the Kamarakandan population has lost their adaptation to the depths. But some have, particularly those that have a closer descendants to the original queen. It appears that their powers are entirely natural and inherited, whereas many others, it was a gift from the first queen. You do learn, however, that a certain doctor has been monitoring the scenario and has some rather encouraging findings. He has, so, he's taken a couple of the lime toads, made a few extra splices. He thinks the output right now is enough to address, folks that need to go out and patrol or whatever, but he should be up at full production capacity in a few weeks. You hear a familiar voice. Oh, well, I suppose our arrival here is most fortuitous. So, there's a scene of you all standing around. Sam looking very kind of like she wants to bolt. Right? And almost like she's like, because it's bright-ish in here, and she's like not used to the light. And really she expects anyone to attack her at any moment. She's very much clinging on to Deadlock for protection.
Deadlock will give her helmet if she wants it, just to give her a layer of,
yes, she will 100% put it on. But you can still feel her shivering, and she's grabbing your hand extremely tightly, and she's pretty strong. So it's not, yeah. There's a moment as the current queen sees the corpse of the original queen and reaches forward and, kisses her on the forehead. Rest now, grandmother. Things have changed, but your vision will continue. It is not a jubilant time. Because the city and the people have much to do. However, without you, they would not have been prepared. And something that happened prevented either invasion wasn't the point, or whatever you did to thwart their plans had them hold back, but no forces burst out from the depths. Kumarkanda is somewhat vulnerable currently, but the other shoe doesn't drop, which is probably a little suspicious. What happens? Where do you go? What do you do?
I want to leave. Like, I'll give them my debrief of like maybe not super in detail about Sam so much, but hey, here's what happened with the Queen and those people, and has to do with your advisors. And then talk about the Black Book is some threat that's getting the planet ready for something, but not going to help you much. And I need to go.
So, how do you want to leave?
Did they not give us something to leave?
Well, yeah, but you have
It's
options.
the same way we got there.
You have options.
I mean, the
That's the
fastest
safest
option.
and most efficient
Yeah,
way to get back.
Yes.
pretty much.
Well, the fastest way to get to the surface is to see if you can hitch a ride on the island.
Oh yeah.
Or you can just take a vessel back.
We could take a vessel back. Maybe Katie would like to
Yes.
help us
Yeah.
out on a trip back
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I got you.
Um,
I got you, Spectre.
all right.
Thanks.
All right.
Tilly's looking out for you.
So we have a scene of you all walking out into this courtyard where one of these vessels rests. There is a massive, not only an honor guard, a double line of honor guard, but many, many citizens of Kamarkanda are here. You can see a number of them. I don't know. There's something about the way that they like. Some of them are just like kind of doing this with their gills and kind of like it's clear that they have just taken this new improved version of the Mermaid's Kiss, and that's like they're trying to see is like, is this the same before? It feels a little bit different. But as soon as you arrive, there's this massive wash of almost musical articulation and psychic waves of appreciation and admiration, a little bit of sadness. As you were led forward, the Queen herself escorts you into or toward the ship. And then she turns around and faces her people and says, "All hail the heroes of Kamarkanda. You are welcome in our waters anytime." And then the princess will lead you aboard. And of course, Keitila is there. We probably have a scene of a little, additional smooching. Oh, get a room on the way. And the ride is over for some of you, not soon enough. And for some of you, it could have taken a little bit longer. If you had your choice. But soon enough, you are back on the beach, just to the south of Halcyon City. The ship does the same thing where it approaches at speed and then it spreads those flexible wings and then glides to a gentle rest. Disturbing a man he looks like an agent, basically. Kind of in a suit that's a little bit too shiny. He's got on loafers that do not belong on the beach. He's got a big bag and he's busy strewing trash into a beautifully staged area for the next photo shoot. Has to dodge out of the way. Probably gets like a banana peel stuck to the side of his face. And then just runs off, kicking up rooster tails of sand. And it's time to say goodbye. Spectre, as you step out, your gills fade. And the webbing retracts.
I've never done this long distance thing before, but we can make it work.
One way to ask someone to be your girlfriend.
You want to.
Yeah.
Roll provoke.
Right. She's like, yeah, I think we can. Hold on a second. She's going to grab you by the wrist. Like while everyone else is like saying like some formal conversation, she just grabs you and then runs straight into the surf. She's pulling you. What do you do?
No, wait, why? I mean, I guess like I'm following her, but I'm still kind of like tense. I'm like, why are we doing this?
She pulls you in. Come on, come on. Let's see if it works. She pulls you in and she dives in and you're like, oh. Everyone who did not previously now has the power marine adaptation.
Huh.
It applies and activate. Who knows if it's permanent because it's a Dr. Darwin thing. You might grow another head. Who knows? But for now, if you find yourself submerged in water, the dormant gene splicing will rapidly take effect. It tickles. And we see a scene of Spectre and Katila floating in the shallows, having some smooches. Deadlock, Ren, Tilly. What happens?
Deadlock is
Finally, having seen enough, sits there and goes, man, they started a relationship super fast. It's moving super fast.
I know, right? It's
Crazy.
great. I knew it was a good idea to shove those people
And
together.
then
It
she's
really got her
going
over her
to
fear of water.
Walk away.
Yeah. As Ren walks away, a hand pops out of the water, out in the bay, and then the middle finger is extended. She mine now. Tilly, the princess will present you with a very ornate trident, or a bident with a crystal. You are, by deed and now by appearance, a warrior of Kumurakanda. Bear it with honor.
I will. Thank you.
You also have an encyclopedic knowledge of everything Kumurakanda. It is part of your physicality and identity, to the extent that you choose.
Do some cool whirls of the trident.
Yeah.
Like the ceremonial ones that you do
Yes.
in a ceremony. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deadlock.
guys, can I get you to gather around? Ren, Renegade.
Come back.
Hold on. Let me go talk to Ren for a second. And I'll be right over. I'll walk over to Ren. Like, hey Ren, what's up?
I don't want to talk about it.
In my experience, limited though it may be, when people say, I don't want to talk about it, sometimes they actually want to talk about it. Am I correct to infer this has to deal with, pointing over at
There's just going to be a dirty look to Tilly.
the spectral water?
The specter water.
Sell that on eBay.
Oh no. No one wants this. Except Katie, question mark?
Spectre water.
Um,
Katie likes it. Ren thinks it's bitter.
Or is that just written?
Well, listen, it's been a while. You don't have to. Says the robot, thinking about how to comfort people about relationships. You don't have to worry yourself with that. You could try to find a different relationship with somebody else. Might take your mind off things.
You're right. But it's not going to happen.
I mean, it could happen. Could be someone that you meet who's off the team. Could be someone you meet that's on the team.
It's like,
I don't know.
I'm going to roll comfort and support to see if we hear that.
Yeah.
It's not going to go well because I'm angry.
we still have boons. We still have boons.
We're all angry here. What do I add to this?
Oh, I vented my
Mundane?
frustration.
Mundane.
You're -2 mundane.
My -2 mundane
Oh,
and
God,
my
it's -4
-2.
to your roll. Yeah.
I don't know if I could do any worse, really.
have-
Oh no, you don't have conditions anymore.
I don't. Oh yeah, we're
You-
chilling.
No, you reformed. Your conditions go
Oh,
away.
right.
Oh, well, no, I could only remove 3 of them.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I thought they all
Use
went away. I thought they all
No,
went away.
unless yes, no, they don't all go away. Let's see. Let me check some statuses. Let me look at my dice.
Angry seems appropriate for this new form.
Ragers.
I will try a major boon because
Yeah,
why
might as well.
not? Wow, I got the same number.
We got more.
Wait, it's the end of the episode. Just use them.
Use them
Use them
all.
all.
Use them
Use
all.
them all. Let's see. And then here's the last one. Oh. Let's see. And we subtract. No, it got worse again. Everything is failing.
What was your highest number?
The highest number I got was 5.
Uh,
-4.
we have another major boon. We have a minor boon, and we have team.
Okay. Well, I don't know if the team's helping out on this one.
Well, some of the
I
teams
mean,
are doing some.
maybe I'm like unintentionally helping out
No,
by
you're unintentionally helping it by making it
By
so that
making it worse.
walking
Yeah.
out of the
Making it
water.
worse.
With, yeah, holding
I mean,
things
it
on.
does stand with my point. You need to find
Yes.
someone new. So I'll take that.
That
We'll
makes
take
it
the
a
highest
7.
one. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
We just cleared out everything and I make it a 7. This was worth it? Question mark?
But Ren hears it, and more to the point, Ren hears the attempt to comfort and support, but also the like super not subtle. I mean, hey, you could always date someone who's on the
someone
team.
on the team.
You know, like
Ren being Ren is like resonance. Ew.
this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna say Ren hears it, which enables you to clear a condition.
Okay. So she's no longer angry.
Yes. But I'm going to say we will hold the extent to which Ren opens up on that front for the next issue.
Oh crap!
So I think-
now I gotta write things.
I think
Yeah.
we see a moment where Tilly has like reached out and grabbed Ren's hand, as is often the case, you know, just like to be like super comforting. But then there's this additional innuendo, and we just get a close up on Ren's face, like you don't know, she's about to say something, we don't know what it is.
And he's like, what is that? But I think then for whatever happens there, we move over to
Yeah.
Deadlock because that happened.
Yeah,
I'll be
to
like,
give Zodi
"Hey."
a chance to think about Zodi and
Yeah.
Misha a chance to think about.
Bodhi
what
already
it's doing.
knows what she's going to say, but you know things are gonna.
But we'll see.
Hey, Spectre.
Yep.
Hey, come here.
Yep. I'll talk to you later, Katie. Now that I can, get in the water and not have a panic attack.
I assume that you're fine, and then you start walking in the shallows, and you're like, I hate this,
It's like
and then you're fine again.
yeah, like when I'm like submerged in the water, it's fine. When I'm like on the beach and it like laps my ankles, I'm like, "Ugh."
Right.
A piece of seaweed touches your leg and you freak out.
Yeah.
or you do the thing where you stay as submerged in the water as long as possible, so it's like 2 feet, but you're like alligator
Right.
crawling.
Yeah, I'm like army crawling out of the ocean.
Yeah, it's real weird when the gills seal up. But yeah. So some conversation is had, some final farewells. Again, a reminder that that you are welcome in Kamarakanda. Yeah. So, and I think you each receive a token. It's one of these like data crystals, but it is something that if you are near the water, and you need to communicate or need assistance, it will summon the nearest Gamarkandan patrol.
Ren has an escape route.
Right. So Spectre, Tilly, Ren in one group, Deadlock and Sam. Deadlock.
Well, first of all, good work, team. I think I'm going to be taking a leave of absence for a bit, going off grid. I'll check in, Tilly, probably every 2 weeks, just so that situation doesn't happen again where people just assume they're off grid and totally fine and they're not.
I'll let you know if you're actually off grid.
Appreciate it. But yeah, pass it on to Resonance. I kind of want to go off grid as soon as possible. So yeah.
Good luck. We'll miss you. Look forward to when you get back.
Thanks.
Tilly goes in for a
Shoulder
hug and then is all like, there's a Sam there and I don't want to scare them. And also they took my head off. So sorry.
Awkward side hug.
Yeah.
Awkward side hug it is.
New look is interesting.
Thanks. I don't really know where most of this came from.
They created them themselves.
The Kamara Condon.
All Ren's going to be able to offer.
Yeah, I think my hands can very easily integrate with the ship now. So there's that.
Well, you're definitely the leader now, so good luck with that.
Work hard to fill your shoes. Yeah, it'll be great. No problems. Sam, it was nice to meet you again. First time? First
I
time.
probably would have brought Sam up to speed on the ride
Yeah.
too, of like, hey,
Yeah.
we went back in time, figured out I had a sister and all this, and also some weird zombie apocalypse dream.
Yeah. And Sam will say, nice to meet you too. I'm sorry I killed you.
It's fine. It happens a lot.
Okay. Your friends are weird.
Yes. Ren, get some coffee.
Absolutely.
Some energy drink.
Oh god, yeah, we haven't had coffee in like a whole day.
Right?
Yeah.
We even asked for coffee. They didn't have any.
Ugh. No caffeine at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was cool down there, but no caffeine? Like, hard pass.
Do you
Service
guys want to
has
get some?
problems, but
Do you guys want to get some coffee before you go underground?
No, we gotta stop to make first.
All right. Well, take
Do stuff.
it easy.
Sage deposit
see
box.
you around.
Gotta go to Target and buy a big old bag, and then we gotta go by the bank.
And then we gotta go find it.
I'm gonna go buy a bunker.
Right. So, I think it's probably awkward because everyone's like, "All right, bye then," and then everyone realizes they have no transportation.
We all have to walk the same.
Everybody, we all
Right.
wait
And
for
then,
like 10
and then
minutes for
awkward, like you
Subaru
say
right next to
goodbye, and then
each
you're like waiting for your supers to show. To be saying, well, it's fine. A little bit awkward, but yes. Sam and Deadlock get in a different Subaru and drive off, and then another Subaru picks up Spectre, Tilly, and Ren, and takes you to a coffee shop.
Ren doesn't have a phone anymore.
Well,
No, she has two phones.
Oh, okay.
well,
She had a work phone and then she had a personal phone, which probably has 6 bajillion messages, which she's going to ignore.
they don't care that much about you.
I rest my case. My parents don't care.
No, I mean, I think the Martins care about you, but Aegis does not. But anyway, it's fine.
Good.
So I will say, just as a, well, okay, forget all that. as an ominous foreboding, there's a scene of the beach. And it's like, oh, somewhere out there is Kamarakanda. And then there's a bleep, bleep. And then the frame goes down and sees like this half buried phone. Someone's calling it. And then I think there's a scene somewhere.
Well, I have a scene I want to do.
Okay, well, do your scene first because this is the last one.
Okay. I'm gonna unlock my moment of truth for it too.
Ooh.
So she's going to go to Impacts and basically show up, see there and say, "You were wrong."
He's just like, he's wiping some sort of space goo off himself. He's just arrived back on planet from taking care of the interstellar issue. What? Hey, Devin. Good. I'm glad you're here. Sorry about all the mess.
Oh, you have a lot more to be sorry for, and I attack him.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And I'm going to use Sam's negation powers, so I have her probably hiding off to make it so he can't heal.
Okay. He won't fight you.
Fight me.
He won't.
I can't prove myself until you fight me. So fight me.
Sock him, jaw, blood. You don't have anything to prove.
If he's not going to fight me, I'm going to start destroying his stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to literally destroy everything in the damn, like his computers, all that stuff.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to the extent that you can.
Right.
Yeah. You start pounding on stuff. He just stands there. He just watches. And dripping blood from his nose. Eyes swelling shut.
Well, then my moment of truth doesn't matter if he's not going to fight me.
Well, let me know what the moment of truth is.
Well, the moment of truth would be him fighting me and me showing I can beat him with no powers. Essentially.
Well, there's a way that you can beat him. Oh, there's a way that you can win. You're let's consider this little table talk, but also a little bit of prophecy. There is a way that you can prove your maturity, prove that his need to protect you and hold things back from you is no longer needed. There's a way that you can change the relationship. It just may not be with your fists.
Gross.
I know. Oh no. The prophecy of the Queen's advisors was twofold. Deadlock. Sorry. You keep expecting impact to stop you or do the typical, are you done? You've had temper tantrums before. But when you get tired of destroying him, you start destroying his stuff. And it is clear you want to burn the place down. Burn the place down. And it's not a tap my toe, when's she gonna, whatever. It's literally just, he doesn't know what else to do.
I am gonna drag him and have Sam come out, put him at her feet, apologize to her.
I'm sorry for something, but I don't know who this is.
You took me from her, and I couldn't protect her. You lied to me, and she suffered for it.
He's a smart man. He connects the dots. He gets down on his haunches and reaches up and grabs Sam's hand. And she's a little like, she's super freaked out because you're being crazy violent in front of her. But you're the only person that she knows. And he says, "Hey, sweetie, are you Sam?" She kind of nods. He's like, "This is all, it's all probably a little much, right?" She kind of nods. "Hey, so it sounds like you went through some stuff." And she gets sad and kind of nods once. And he's like, "Sweetie, I'm so sorry. I thought we were protecting you. I thought we were protecting Devin. I did the best I could. I thought you guys were safe. Tell you what, anything you want, anything I can do, any way I can help you, any way I can make up for whatever happened. If you want someone to listen, if you want someone to beat on, I'll do anything." And Sam will kind of look at you confused because you're so angry at him.
It's a little bit disarming to Devin too. Just hearing him, yeah, essentially go into dad mode.
And he'll say, "Can I give you a hug?" And she'll kind of go. And he'll give her a hug. And then he'll look over her shoulder at you and reach out a hand.
She'll probably reach up under her helmet and then go ahead and go in.
You have defeated Impact.
And she'll take off the power negation and use his powers.
We good with that?
Yep.
Okay, so we see a scene of Deadlock, Impact kind of still kind of crouched down, awkwardly holding on to Sam, and then also kind of all awkwardly holding on to Deadlock. And it's kind of like, it's like everyone's trying, but it's super not practiced. But we pull back, slightly smoking electronics or whatever, to this massive mansion out in the hills. There's a little work to do there, probably on a number of fronts. And then, yeah, I think we get a scene of a random scene, like one of those where like the people reading it go, "Wait, did they like put the wrong page in here? It doesn't make any sense." There's a scene in a hospital room. And there is someone who is covered from head to toe in bandages and casts. And we have no idea who it is. The only person in this scene that we recognize is American Pie.
Mm.
So who knows what that's about. And then we see a lovely sunset over Halcyon City. Everything's right with the world. And then we flip the page, and there is a room, a chamber, a space. It's very hard to tell. There's all kinds of artistic effects to show that it's weird and strange. We probably expect the 12 individuals that we'd seen before, but we don't see them. What we see is a plinth, and on the plinth is a black book, and a hand reaches forward and opens the book, and a light, an orange, violent, hungry light shines out. And in that light, we see impossibly this planet, bigger than a planet. Behemoth, hungry. And then we close. Cool.
Yay!
It's fine.
The happy ending.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's the only way. That was the only way. And you have earned the respect of your mentor.
Great.
And have become more, you are now, think about it this way, you are now fully not a sidekick. Nor are you beholden to rebel against being a sidekick. You can be Devon, the hero, the sister. Spectre isn't afraid of water anymore as long as it's like in just the right conditions, and has a super cute girlfriend
Yay!
who is a member of a superior civilization. Tilly is all kinds of interesting now. And Ren might actually give up one resentment, maybe. We will see. We will see.
Why would she do something crazy like that?
I know, right?
Renegade.
Right, exactly. So, cool. In case you can't tell, we're doing a little bit of musical chairs. So I think SJ is going to be out of pocket for a bit. So we will do a little bit of stuff, but we can enjoy the certain notion that all kinds of interesting things are happening to SJ and Sam. So I to say that maybe the evil forces that are after Sam maybe haven't completely given up. Maybe. We don't know. We'll see. And if that non sequitur frame didn't give you a hint, Resonance has been up to some really interesting stuff, which could affect things. Who knows?
You can get off the grid for magical entities, right?
Magical world-eating entities. Sorry,
Yeah. You could just avoid them.
Super evil, possibly alien magical entities that are preparing the Earth for its ultimate consumption. Sure.
Yeah, Sam on a doom track or something. She doomed.
Right. Is there a grid big enough? Yikes.
I mean, to be fair, she's power negations is part of the delinquent playbook, and I think she was definitely doing that.
So awesome. There are many more mysteries to uncover, many more deep, dark shenanigans and angst and also silliness. So stay tuned for issue 8. And we'll figure out what that is when we play it, because I have no ideas. I can just tell you it's going to be angsty and painful and silly. So enjoy. Cool. Awesome. Hey, let's do the thing. And end of session. Don't forget. And yeah. So let's, we started with, so Spectre, you go.
Yeah. Cool. I am 90 Tough Love, Tough Torfleton, some other variety nickname. Variety streamer on Twitch. You can catch me at 98 Tough Love sometimes. Yeah. At a session. I think Spectre grew into her own image of herself. She's feeling a little more like she belongs, sort of, but also independent enough to survive on her own. So I think her. It's hard because I've min-maxed so hard that like I can't take some of them down any further. Um, I think her mundane goes up and her danger goes down because she was less punchy and more like, we need to rationalize and
Yeah.
consider people this time around. So that's where she's at. Tilly.
All right. Well, Tilly grew into his own image of himself because he's a new person now, as you do. Just a bit. As far as the thing, I think Savior goes down because I didn't really save anybody by wandering up to that small teenager and then getting my head popped off. And I think Superior goes up because I got all sorts of cool stuff going on here. So that's neat. I'm Misha _ less than 3 here on Twitch and at Misha Wea on Twitter and Tumblr. And you should join the Discord, which is in the links, but we cannot link it to you directly. So you can see all the fan art.
Yeah. Yes, Odie.
Hi, I'm Zodi. I play Ren, or Renegade. The unintentional puntastic name that has been given by Deadlock. It might stick. It might also be the only one that gets away with calling her that is Deadlock. Ren grew closer to the team. And it was both Deadlock and Tilly who made her feel welcome. Not Spectre, because we don't like her right now. We're mad at her for angsty girl reasons. So I think everybody has influence with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of the two of us.
Yeah.
So I guess pick whomever, and then we manipulate your labels.
It says here, or I can mark up, so give influence to that character and clear a condition or mark a potential. So I don't have any conditions. I'll take the potential. And we'll go ahead and we'll give that to Deadlock. There's going to be interesting stuff happening with Tilly and Ren is just kind of like bowled over right now a little bit.
Don't worry about Spectre, babe. It's fine.
Oh, wow. Next is the past. I'm your future.
He will throw them into the ocean and just be like, no.
Good luck with that.
Wow.
Short circuit a little bit there, pal.
That's awesome.
Devin is going to move your Savior up
Okay.
because you were a lot more defensive this time. And then let's say Superior down. Because I don't think you were acting very superior at all. So you were very more insecure.
There was no superiority
And
at
also,
all, right?
and also like
For
zero
any of this.
assessing of situations, all just like run and punch.
Very bold.
Like a bull.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Awesome.
Cool. All right. So I'm SJ or SJ _ sidekick. I do not stream, but I'm on here a lot. I'm going overseas and I don't know what my internet situation and stuff is going to be over there, which is why we're kind of segueing Deadlock out. But we'll see. End of session. I want to say, I'm not going to say, even though Devin's leaving, I don't want to say I grew away from the team because she likes the team. She likes being part of the team. She's just very focused on Sam now. So I'll say grow into your own image of yourself because she's focused on being a big sister now. Let's see.
And her daddy
platform.
issues no longer define her.
Yeah. Major daddy issues. Understatement. We'll move. guess. I don't know. Move danger down. She's not as uh, angry punchy anymore. She vented a lot of it out of her system. And I guess we'll move mundane up just to be like, all right, I am going to focus on being a big sister, making up for lost time, that sort of thing.
Awesome. Cool. Well, very well done. I am Michael or Zero Daylight or narrator or keeper or whatever. Yeah, so next up for us will be, well, next up for me is tomorrow night on the Duckmark channel. And the next up for this channel is on Thursday. We will be doing a little bit of the old Teen Magic Academy, which will actually have to be at 7 p.m. Central because I have a meeting.
Don't worry, it's already updated.
Okay.
Nope. I gotta think because it's reversed.
Okay.
So there we go.
Got it. Yes.
These people.
Yes. We will be doing a little bit of magical children in an unfair world, and hopefully Granny will show up and burn the whole place down because they deserve it. Anyway, it'll be fine. And so come back and join us with that. So we should probably, well, first of all, thank you all for playing. Thank everyone for showing up and giving the bangs and boons and chatting and stuff like that. And thank everyone on YouTube later for watching. If this was your first one, obviously you stepped in kind of in media res. So you might want to go back to the very beginning of the Teen Justice Academy Extended Universe channel and get up to speed with this team, and also maybe check out some of the good old Favorite Grade, which is kind of like this in that it's mask, only it's a bunch of crazy weirdos. Wait, is that different? Nope. Anyway, it's fine. More of the same. Hey, so we should go hang out with somebody. I obviously want to go hang out with Miss Molly Makes again because I am starving to death and I love the food. And it's adobo chicken with yellow rice and passion fruit loaf cake, which sounds amazing. Or we could also go hang out with Sam, who's a wonderful friend. So it's kind of just like a what mood are we in thing situation.
I'd like to
You
hang out
really
with
sold Zam there.
I'd like to hang out with Zam because
Okay.
he was kind enough to give me some Delicity earlier today. So
Oh yeah, we should definitely go hang out with Sam then. Okay, fine. No, we like Sam a lot.
Save you from yourself.
I already feel a real talk.
Sam's good. The difference is that Zam isn't making food. So I'm going to have to go take care of that myself, I guess. Thanks. Cool. Well, it looks like that's working. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. We will see you again in just a couple of days. Awesome. Bye.
Bye.